Hello, boys, and we're live for another edition of the MMA Analysis podcast. Everybody else is moving in a normal direction while Wes is in slow motion, but we'll get into that in a little bit. We got a full house tonight. Munich wins again, and apparently there's beer just going everywhere. They're so excited that Munich is on a streak.
It's not beer, it's champagne.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
High life.
How many wins in a row is that for the Munich bet?
That's one in a row.
Oh, one in a row. 2 out of 3.
Yep. 79 of the last, 83?
You've won the set, so I guess that counts for something.
82?
On the other side, the normal bets went 1-1, but really should have went 2-0. But again, we'll touch on that horrific decision in a bit. Let's go around the horn. I guess we'll start with the elder statesman of the show, Lance. What do you got for us tonight? Anything?
I took one of the best bad beats this morning in MLS.
Oh, yes.
Toronto was up 2-0 in the 84th minute, up a man, and lost.
Did they drop a man at some point after the 84th minute, or they just allowed 2 goals, up a man?
They allowed 2 goals in 6 minutes when they were up a man.
That's hard to do.
That is, especially when you're the better team.
I've seen 1 goal, 2 goals, and that's pretty tough. Yeah,
2 quick goals. Like,
it's awesome.
They ended my suffering pretty quickly because after the first one, I was like, "Oh God, they're not," and they did it, and it's gone. Wes is frozen again. Let's all do the Wes.
Yeah, Brad.
I got nothing. 251.
Any lacrosse news for us in the last few days since we last talked?
MLL is starting on Friday or Saturday. They're doing a week-long tournament, and then PLL starts next week. So I'm still waiting on 5 Dimes to throw some lacrosse odds up there. But a bunch of other places have them. Will Hill, they got them up.
Yeah,
so,
Brad, send me that. I want to ruin some lines.
For the futures are not great just because of the way of the format. I'll go through this real quick because I know you guys don't give a fuck at all.
No one does.
Nope, that's about enough.
The format is it's like a 4-game round robin, and then it's 7 teams. So the first team gets a bye to the semifinals, and the other 6 teams are all in the quarterfinals. So really, if you're playing futures, you're looking for that first place team, which is going to be the Archers. Boom, 450.
Where are the Archers from? Is this a league where they don't actually
Jay? They're not from anywhere.
Oh, this is the tour-based league. Yeah.
I forgot that was a tour-based league. All right, new Sean. Yeah. How's Western Canada? Are you guys ready to host some hockey soon?
We are, as long as stuff doesn't get too stupid. But I think it's going to happen. We're better than most places in the fucking world. First day of training camp was today, and I'm excited.
Wes, what do you?
I want to say sorry. I put Wes in a bad mood because we were going back and forth. Not me, but him and Lance were going back and forth, and I had to mute them so we could move on and
so we could actually get the show started.
Get the show started, and now I put Wes in a bad mood, and I will say I'm sorry.
I've been in a bad mood.
Why? Is it the Louisville thing? I mean, what is up? I don't think we've ever really seen a bad mood. In a bad mood
since the Zaleski decision.
Oh well, that's understandable.
It's hot, and
your air conditioning ain't working.
Morons. People are fucking morons, and I'm done with it.
Okay, great. We're gonna get cranky sodsman on this episode. This is something.
It's rare.
If the sod gets dry and cranky, Wes gets dry and cranky.
That's right.
Does it turn brown and crinkly? I mean, is that how?
Go look at a pic of our friend Bo's sod, and that's how I'm feeling tonight.
Just beaten down and trampled.
I didn't even know they could even grow grass where Bo's from. So far north and everything.
Not well, apparently.
Good one, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good one.
Permafrost everywhere.
Permafrost capital. Whole damn country.
Every once in a while, we leave our igloos to go check out our lawns.
It's understandable.
Check your
Make sure the
dried
polar bear
meats.
didn't shit too much
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Check your fish drying. Salted meat.
That's right.
Who doesn't like a salty meat?
Anyway, last week's card,
Started off with a bang
and then it was
for
like
the Munich guys.
Yeah,
Tell
Oh,
us about it. Davey Grant,
never
third
in doubt.
round finish. What happened here?
domination.
I thought he got dropped in the first round. Was looking terrible.
No, it was how he drew it up. Everyone knows
right.
Davey Grant's a powerful striker with intense cardio. That's just how we drew it up. So yeah,
That's how we capped it.
Yeah, the Munich play of the week isn't some touty bullshit. The Munich play of the week are straight bets that aren't touty bullshit.
When are you guys doing hashtag?
Yeah, we're now. I think we moved to 79-3 unofficial.
What are the three losers, by the way?
The week before last. And then I'd have to assume
2 losses.
I was gonna say both the Bear Jew losses.
That's like plus 400.
Yeah, but
didn't have the luck of the Jew in that one.
I have made so much money on the Bear Jew, like not Bronx levels, but like in the who's the Stalikov? Who did he choke out the Russian fellow?
Oh, Ankalaev.
Yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, that's going to look like the greatest win in the
I had Bear Jew sub on that. Bear Jub. That was easy money. That was never in doubt. Like that was a lock. The Munich play of the week it's there. It's there. The fans are calling for it. Yeah.
Sharp.
I mean, Davey Grant plus 150 versus some dude. Like that dude sucks so bad he got outstruck by Davey Grant.
Yeah, Martin Tay is not good at fighting.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think
You broke
West
down pretty well. You broke it down pretty well, Lance. He's a regional Hawaiian.
Yeah, regional Hawaiians. I think West tailed the Munich bet because me and Brad were so good with our breakdown of.
confident.
I mean,
This guy's Hawaiian.
I had an eye on it, and then I heard that y'all kind of thought about it the same way I did, and I just had to go in. I mean, who knew Davey Grant had the punching power of fucking 97 Vitor Belfort?
That was a fun fight. That was one of my favorite fights in the card. That was a fun fight. Probably because I won, but still.
The prelims for this were pretty decent.
It was great till the co-main, and then everything went downhill. That was, the last two fights were not.
There were a couple bad spots on it, but I thought it was a great card overall. The main was just. I'm glad I won a ton.
The
of
main
money
is
on
exactly
it.
what we thought it was going to be.
It was it's what you hope for when you have that kind of money on it.
Yep.
If I didn't have any money on it like Lance, I'd have been pissed.
Horrible.
I'd have been
So-
disgusted.
Well,
I'd have been disgusted.
I missed half the
tell
fight. No joke. I fell asleep in parts of the third, fourth, and fifth round, and then woke up to the decision, and then turned off the TV before I was even finished reading it, and ran up to bed and fell asleep.
Man, can we talk about though how are you going to put Usman in a main event in a fight? It's going to go like that, and it starts at like 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. What the fuck was that, dude? I don't know if I've ever been watching a main event at almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Bad. I mean, I guess
That happens
that-
sometimes. It's very bizarre. Why does it take so long? There's no excuse for it.
well, I guess
three.
Yeah, it was three title
titles.
fights. Here's the problem, and we're going to break this card down for today, and then we're going to be breaking down a card later in the week for Saturday. Why didn't they split these fucking title fights up into different cards? Like, why? That's what I don't get. They could have had a title fight. They had 3 title fights. They could have had 3 of the 4 Fight Island cards headlined by a title fight instead of headlining. It didn't make any sense.
They didn't want to have the Wednesday card.
Do you remember?
they
The
should've-
original international fight week where they had
Thursday,
Alvarez
Friday,
and Dos Santos on Thursday, and then like some other fight, and then a McGregor fight on the Saturday?
Yes.
Like that.
I think
was
they-
the fucking way to do
I
it.
think they could have took like the Rose Andrade fight and one of the title fights and put it on Saturday, and then had 2 title fights this past Saturday. Wednesday is Wednesday. Who gives a shit? I mean,
It seemed like they just wanted
it's Wednesday.
Or you could have moved because Figueiredo Benavidez is Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, but
title
you
fight.
put
So
a-
you could have moved
Yeah.
that to last
I know,
Saturday, and then move, say, like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Title fight every card.
Volkanovski or the Aldo fight to or maybe Holloway and Volkanovski to the next Saturday.
It's
Well, Sean-
already.
Yeah, but
Could've done
Sean, so here's the thing though. So like you say, like but it's the pay-per-view, and you wanted to stack new title fights. Those other 2 title fights resulted in 0 extra pay-per-view
Yep.
buys.
It was going
So
to sell anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have easily they could have made Fight Island and be like Fight Island, 4 cards, title fight is the main event every single card. We didn't need 3 title fights on Saturday. Honestly, like by the time Aldo and Jan was finished, I was like, that was a great fight.
That
like,
should have been the
That
could have ended on that note. You know, like
Yep.
I would even like said do 2 and 2. The Wednesday card could be the Wednesday card, or you could put like you said, the Benavidez Figueiredo fight Wednesday night. Top
You
that
could have
card.
made Andrade and Namajunas the main event on Wednesday.
Or just move that one in a title fight this Saturday. Put Benavidez Figueiredo as a title fight main event on Wednesday. You got
Yeah, that's true too.
you got title fights on 3 days. You got Rose, and then you got Cutter and fucking whoever the fuck he's about to beat up, and
Ige.
and that's a good co-main. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Ige.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
I think
It's
Lance
almost like they
Drake-
don't even know how to construct cards anymore.
that card was going to sell.
But if the rumors are true, and I'm stunned if they are, if they really did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys for this, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. They made a ton of money.
I think every.
I don't know how that number's possible. I really don't buy it.
I think everything with them's a little inflated, but I think that it did a really good number. Like a really
million
good
would be
number.
like top 5 cards they've ever done.
So I'm saying you got to think they did at least 1 million buys. And if they did at least 1 million buys, that's a home run. That's a knockout. And I'm telling you, Jorge is a draw at right this moment. He's not
going to be for long.
They better make that McGregor fight next. And I'm telling you, that could be one of the biggest selling fights that the UFC's ever done. If they make it now, though, they got to get it soon. I don't think Jorge's got to go in there and either fuck somebody else up, and you just never know with him, or they got to make that fight.
Yeah, but
I can't remember if we said this. I can't remember if we said this in a Zoom or if it was on last week's show. But honestly, if the fight went like it did, the Usman fight, which we all expected, this is the time to book McGregor and be like, now he's going to get somebody who wants to strike with them. This is like BMF part 2, like all that sort of shit.
But how got to set up for it.
But how dumb is the UFC? You got to think. And also, how dumb is the MMA media? You know what everyone's calling for? Masvidal versus Leon Edwards. That's the worst.
No one wants to see that.
Well,
no one.
They all want it by the rankings and shit. They're idiots.
They're like, know his name? I'm shocked.
Well, they're like, there's real heat there. There's real heat here.
No, there isn't.
You have a.
Did you see Hawani like PRing and trying to be a fight promoter for Leon Edwards today? Trying to book fights for him?
But the UFC is dumb, and people are talking about the heat there. But here's the problem. If Masvidal loses again in a boring fashion, he's not a draw anymore. He's donezo, right?
Starts going down.
I'm booking Masvidal versus if it's not Conor. Let's say Conor.
Then it's got to be the Nate fight again.
It's got to be Nate.
It could be Nate, but who knows if Nate wants to fight? You never know if Nate wants to fight. I'm putting him in there versus brutal Bobby fucking Waller. Like that's the kind of fight Masvidal should be.
Yeah.
Masvidal should be in guys who are going to just bite on your and a guy who's probably going to beat at this point in his career. But it'd be a bloody fight back and forth, and that's how you keep that burning. But you know what they're going to do? It'll be Masvidal versus Colby Covington in a co-main event of a free card, and Colby Covington 30-26.
They did too many. If they really did that many pay-per-view buys, there's no way he'll ever he'll never do a main event again.
But main event versus
numbers
Colby
make
Covington.
too much. The numbers are too high.
They cannot be that dumb. They cannot be that dumb to fuck this up.
They know pay-per-view buys. They know that.
I mean, he's not. You can still sell this, like Brad said. Like, there's a sell in here. We knew how 6 days notice. Guy took that fight. He didn't get finished. That's just my opinion on it. That's the biggest fight they can do. Easy.
And one other thing. This was supposed to be Usman Burns, so it kind of makes more sense to have 3 title fights when that's your main event. That's not a big fight.
Still,
so you
3 never makes sense, though.
I know it doesn't. It's just they're trying to make it big because it was first Fight Island, and
unless
they just
it's their biggest
fell
event
into
of the
a
year.
Masvidal fight. That's basically what happened. But
it sucked and it ended too late, and it was fucking boring. And you know everyone knows the main event was boring. I thought the fucking Holloway Volkanovski fight was dreadful.
I
thought that was fucking
that
awful.
makes sense coming from you, Lance.
It was an awful. You can say it was an awful fight.
Great.
It was straight. It was an awful
fight. Technical fight.
I loved it for what it was, but I like those kind of fights personally. But I don't think for what you thought it was going to be, even from the first fight, it wasn't like
there was
it
no
was always going to
moment.
go the distance. So what are you expecting to happen?
I'm not saying what I expected. I'm saying if I'm a fight fan and I buy this, I'm one of the 1.3 million and a quarter, 75% of those don't buy pay-per-views. And I'm watching that Volkanovski Max fight. I am bored because there was no big moments. There was nothing
in the first 2 rounds.
He was stunned and he would recovered half a second later while I was blinking. That was not a fun fight. And I talked to a bunch of casuals who watched that card and they were like, the last 2 fights sucked ass. And I can't argue. Yes, the Max Volkanovski fight was technical, but it was leg kicks. It was point strike. There was no moment. There was no fun in that fight. Jan Aldo, great.
But did you like the Usman Covington fight?
Bet on Masvidal. So what are you going to do?
The Usman Covington fight was fun. They were going back
because they canceled each other out.
Because they can't exactly.
The Max Volkanovski fight sucked. It sucked. It was a horrible fight.
I thought
it wasn't great, but I didn't hate it.
The Usman fight was like watching somebody that's just so much better at something than somebody.
Yes.
It still sucked. It was boring. The Volkanovski and Max fight, I mean, nobody got hurt bad or anything like that, but the level of technique in that fight, for me, that's personally something I like.
I thought it was a good fight, but it wasn't an exciting.
It wasn't fun. But I just don't know what you're expecting.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
Fighters there are in UFC now?
Here's the issue with it. If that's your main event, that's one thing. But when it's the middle of your 3 fights and you have 2 long fights after, it doesn't work from a pacing standpoint at all.
Boring.
Well, no, I mean, Lance is right. It's not for everybody. I mean, I'm a hardcore and watch like the technical aspect of a lot of this shit and love it. Most casuals want to see drama. And
they want to see thirst. They're thirsty for action.
I get it.
I think everyone is, right.
Like Lance, you're the person. You're the person who watches NASCAR and looks for like who's gonna be able to pick the lines and stuff. And you're not. These people are waiting for crashes, you know.
Yeah, but let's simplify this. Like, why do you take the betting aspect out of it? Like, if you were to not bet, why would you watch fights? You're watching fights to be entertained, to have fun, to see big moments, to see excitement. There was no excitement in that fight. It was nothing. And I think the other part, and people brought this up on Twitter, is the UFC recently has turned into just low-level kickboxing.
Yeah,
matches.
There you go.
Like fights where you're that just point striking, no one gets hurt with no grappling and no hard shots.
They want that.
Why is that happening?
That's what they want. Happening. They literally have refs that will not let you lay on the ground and try to maneuver for more than 30 seconds nowadays. That's what they've turned this sport into. I think we've bitched about it on Twitter for years. Like, they let no grappling happen in the sport anymore. Guys train for that. They adapt their games to become low-level kickboxers because that's what most fights turn into.
And the fact they realize it's easier to get paid to be a low-level kickboxer than to be a solid grappler. That's the truth, Lance.
Yeah. I mean, you're not choking guys dead like fucking do Bronx or something.
Right.
Most people don't.
Or just mauling dudes.
Yeah. So other fights
in the ring.
I don't know about Carol Rosa, but I heard Vanessa Mel might be the worst fighter in MMA.
I didn't watch that fight.
Close. F minus.
Dude, that was
F minus. No, Sean.
F minus.
Wow, minus. Fair enough. Rulian Paiva. Was this another wrong decision against this Double Z?
I was fine with this one.
It was close.
Yeah, it could have coin flip. Neither which way was bad.
So Paiva is not as good as we think he is?
Paiva won the only clear round in that fight. The other 2 were super close.
Okay. And
then we got to stop with this robbery shit.
I don't know. It didn't be the fight.
Everywhere.
I'm asking.
Did you see FanDuel refunding motherfucker? Brad tweeted that earlier. FanDuel's refunded Max Holloway tickets, calling it a robbery.
What are you doing? That's the stupidest shit that I've ever seen.
We will talk about that fight in a bit.
We could talk about another fight that should have been refunded in a bit.
We'll get there.
Yeah, Marcin Tibura and Maxim Grishin.
This sucked.
We were just wrong on Grishin, weren't we?
Yeah.
Who's we?
Bad.
Nobody thought he was good.
We all thought Tibura was completely washed.
I didn't think he was good, but I didn't think that like some fat fucking slob would just be able to walk him down and just grab a hold of him whenever he wanted and just lay on. I figured the guy could move a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I thought was going to be. I thought that was going to be a good thing. He'd be able to stay away from him and jab. The dude never like moved into a jab the whole fight. He just stood there.
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
Go back to PFL.
That's fine.
The PFL guys suck. Have you noticed that? These PFL, like if I'm a UFC fighter, and
90%,
and I'm getting cut, I'm going right there.
not even getting cut.
I'm running over there.
Don't resign.
If I'm a top 5 heavyweight in the UFC or light heavyweight, like I am letting my contract. I'm losing on purpose, letting my contract expire, going to PFL, winning $1 million, and getting out of there.
I mean, I've said it over and over. Lance Palmer has the best gig in MMA.
Yeah,
he's got the best. He's got the best gig in MMA.
Well, the funny thing, have you seen what the PFL is doing? So they're like the only org that is not running shows right now. So they're doing a stipend for guys. They're paying them $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
a month,
right? It's like $250 a week or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not even groceries. It's not even groceries for a week for those motherfuckers. Like, those dudes are eating like $800 worth of food a week.
Yeah, and trainers and coach, everything that goes with it. Gym fees, hookers.
Yeah, you see,
because they're not going to be fighting anytime soon.
Didn't Rory bail on Bellator and run over there?
He's there. He's waiting.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go get me $1 million too. Fuck this. Yeah.
Wes, what is going on with your internet today?
Hamsters are tired, man. They have a hard fucking weekend.
You're like 6 seconds delayed from talking till we see you talk on the screen.
He's not happy about it. All right, next fight. Let's look at some dick kicks.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Dick kicks.
Oh, that
Leo,
was
Santos and Bogatov.
What a beat
I
took
didn't see
on the
this one
under.
either, but you guys tell me about it.
God, I had the fucking under 2.5 on this, and a man died in the second round,
Oh,
and I didn't win. The last week
none
I've
of the
done
judges
so many
scored the
ways.
second round a 10-8 for him either.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
He killed him. He killed a man.
Yeah.
Nothing. West died.
Honestly, even though Santos won, the fight kind of played out how I thought it would, where he definitely slowed down. Like, it's hard not to slow down when you beat a guy that mercilessly for like 4 minutes at a time. And then Bogatov just like started kicking him in the dick and took him down, and actually looked like he had him in danger a couple times, just based on the fact that he does not stop. That dude keeps going, but he sucks.
Is this the worst 7-fight? Is this the worst 7-fight winning streak in the history of any sport?
That lasts a fucking decade.
Yeah, he's 7-0.
I'm trying to think back to like John Fitch and all the goons he beat.
How did Goddard not disqualify that guy?
I have no idea.
Or stop the fight in the second
They
round
should
to
have
cash my
stopped the
bet.
fight, man. He was out on his feet.
I know.
They didn't give him a 10-8.
I still don't get how you can blatantly throw an illegal knee like that after kicking him in the dick multiple times
Twice.
and not get disqualified. I have no clue what the fuck he was thinking, man.
And then he like put a beating on him for the last 45 seconds because Goddard let the fight keep going.
God, brutal.
I can't believe people like think that guy's the best ref in MMA and shit. Like
He's garbage.
He fucks up so much and is an arrogant prick about it. And is like, I'm right. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, dude, you're fucking trash.
He's definitely one of those refs that wants to be part of the show.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good night for refs and judges. Let's just keep it at that. More on that later.
Finland.
Mr. Finley.
Yeah, good. That was a good call on that one, Lance. Yeah, it was a good.
He's got to be the most underrated guy in the weight class. Everyone thinks this guy's just a good talker and good for show. He's really fucking good.
He's good. We got to see him in. Yeah, we got to see him in after 7 minutes of fighting because then he starts to gas hard.
Yes, I mean his cardio is not great, but you can't deny that for a European his wrestling is pretty damn good, and his grappling is very fucking good. Like this is a dangerous fucking fighter. Like, he's not all talk, he's not all show, and he has the pictures with all the girls and all of that. Like this dude is he's a very, very good fighter.
Lance, he had go to a split decision with Jason Knight only 2 years ago, Lance.
That's when everyone thought Jason Knight was good. I think Ameriquani was an underdog in that fight.
I do think he must have had to pay chicks like Covington for that pick because that dude's post-fight interview, I mean, that dude's got the charisma of a fucking frog, dude. Like he just I don't know, man. Get some get some better mic skills or something? Because that was pretty fucking bad.
You
better
don't
keep
have to
choking
have
dudes
brains
out the
when you
first
look
round.
that good, Wes. Come on.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
I
saying he's an
guess.
attractive man, or he had a good performance?
You know what,
Yeah,
You know what I
I think
meant,
we
Brad.
do. I think we know exactly what you meant.
Yep.
that's a sexy man right there.
And ooh,
I don't even want to talk about this, dude.
Which one's next?
This hurt.
Salikov and Dos
Consensus
Santos.
loser, allegedly.
I will say this. I'm the anti-robbery guy. I think you guys know that. I never claim robbery.
like we just said, an earlier fight that everyone called a robbery wasn't.
I did not think this was a robbery.
It's not a robbery. It's just a very, very bad scorecard.
So
if you
here's-
don't give him the first.
Yeah. Oh, the scorecard. Yes, the first round that was bad. But you know how I like to look at judging fights, and it's easy during the fight with the flow of it and things like that. If you were just to watch, you know, let's say what was it? I can't remember. What was it? The second round was the one that was the second or third that we thought he definitely won.
The third.
The first.
Salikov probably won the second.
Okay, so let's look. So we're calling robbery horrible decision. If you just watched the third round, just that 5 minutes, would you say that is the worst decision? Probably not.
No.
So why was it such a robbery, right? I scored it for him. I thought it was a bad decision. But the
Bad
robbery
decision.
thing to me, but like if you just score it based on the
So there's no
rounds, right?
argument.
Like the third round wasn't like it wasn't they weren't blowout rounds. Like that second and third round were not blowout rounds. Those were close rounds. He could have easily lost both those rounds. And he was my biggest bet of the week. I was pissed.
I think he clearly won the third, though.
He did.
It's not a robbery. You're right. It's not a robbery. It's a very bad decision, though. I think he won. If you're scoring how they're supposed to score, and they all know now, it's supposed to be the big shots and the damage. I mean, he was landing the
Big shot.
Isn't
all
the
the
first
big
10?
stuff.
If we're going supposedly by
And
Oh,
if
give me
we're
a
good-
break. He was losing the fucking round until he dropped him.
and was close to finishing him.
Yeah, if you think that I'm the most liberal 10-8 dude ever, he lost like most of that round. He was losing that round until he dropped him, and he dropped him with like 30 seconds left. That is not if that's a 10-8, no.
He
No.
threw like double the amount of strikes and outcounted him
Brad,
by.
just help me. I can't deal with
Yeah,
it.
that's not a 10-8.
I don't think
it's
it's
10-8, but I'm saying like he fucking hurt him. This is another problem. We'll talk about this with the max
Yeah,
fight.
it's-
This is why 10-8 or 10-9 must system is fucking garbage. If you judge this as a whole, who won that fight based on damage?
Santos easy. Like
Yeah.
it's an
Easy.
easy decision.
That's not how
easy.
you judge fights.
That's why it's
It
wrong.
should be.
That's why it's fucking
But-
stupid,
yes,
and it's
but-
based on fucking boxing when there's
But
10
we're
rounds.
We're not mad about the decision because of that reason. We're mad at the decision because the third round was not scored correctly. And all I'm saying is
Mad
that
about
third
fucking
round was not a
dumb
blowout.
fucking system
That-
off of boxing.
The third
that
round
doesn't
was-
really
makes
tell you
sense.
who won the fight.
The third round was not a blowout round, though. That
No,
was
it
not
wasn't.
but that's the only round you need to score the fight on. Forget the first two round happens. How did you score that third round? And if you say that third round was clear,
That makes
But
it
that's
the
how we
problem
scored.
so bad. That's what makes it so bad. It's like
the third round
you
was too
can't-
close.
But you can't.
Did you think
Like,
there was
that's
any shot you'd lose when it went to decision? Because I thought I was going to lose going to the decision. I just felt it.
I pretty much knew I was losing because it was fucking. They were fucked all night up to that point already. They were throwing bad scorecards all over the place. I was like, this isn't good. But you can feel that. You know what I'm saying? That's you're right though. It's not a robbery. It's just that's what make what Sean's saying a whole lot more relevant too. That first round has to count for something. It's
Why
not
does
equal
that
to
not
the-
count
it's
more
not
than
equal.
these fucking close rounds?
It's not equal to the
I get it.
second. The first round is not equal to the second. Like,
Hey, you're speaking. Me and you have argued about this a million times because I'm the most liberal 10-8 guy probably in the
I know.
world. Like I
I
throw
don't think
10-8s like it's nothing, but you can't lose or not lose. You can't have a super close round and drop a guy with 20 seconds left and get a 10-8. And
That's
yes,
why I
that should count for more. And I think that gives you like, do we make the scoring like a scoring change where it's a 10-9 round if we're basically flipping a coin, 55,
You pick a
45.
winner. It's a close round. You pick a
You know,
winner.
it's a 10-8 if it's a clear round for someone, and then it's a 10-7 that fills the gap of the old 10-8. That would make
problem
the
is
scoring
these
make
judges
sense.
are fucking
I'm-
horrible, and they can't pick even like.
I'm
decent
cool with any
rounds.
change, but I don't. If they can't even score 10-9s properly, I sure as fuck don't want them trying to score 10-7s and
but
10-8s.
10-9
I think that the
but
better
10-9s are
thing
harder to score.
Score the whole fight.
10-7s are easy to score.
Score the
for
whole
the
fight.
whole fight would be
The
ideal,
best.
but
It is the
like
best.
if they're not going to do that, they should at least score 10-10s.
Yeah.
Like just score a 10 if it's a
I know,
close
everybody's
round.
so fucking against draws. That third.
I would
10-10.
rather see draws than
Yep,
bad
bad,
decisions.
than bad decisions. Yep.
But that'll never happen. So
Nope, they hate.
Here
Anyway,
we are.
they
It's
hate
still-
10-10s.
It's
the UFC
still
group.
like as bad as it's so fucked up that we still have the same judges that judge fights back in the beginning of the UFC, and they're still no better. Everything else
and
is
nothing's
evolved.
changing.
Like
They're not trying anything
Nope.
fucking different. The
Nope.
UFC could do whatever the fuck they want if they go into Europe and Asia and wherever the fuck else they're going. They can when they sanction themselves. They could change the rules. They could do whatever the fuck they want. But they stick with these shitty judges and this shitty system. And we're here fucking 10 years later having the same
They need a
shitty
panel.
decisions all the
They
time.
need a
The
panel.
most energy I've seen from
So
Duke on in
They
years.
need like a
Great
panel.
stuff.
They need a
Just-
panel for them to answer for their scorecards
Yes.
when they are
Yes,
bad. They need to
absolutely.
be reviewed for whatever athletic commission they work for. That should be on the athletic commissions. They shouldn't
But
be like,
it's a government job, and you know that shit ain't.
oh,
gonna
I
happen.
know,
But you
but
can
then
find
the-
people that would want to do
Government
that.
UFC
Government
The UFC should
Supposedly
step
not,
in.
Lance. Supposedly not.
But-
that's
but
what
I
that's what
think-
they're saying.
But I think this kind of also discredits the argument that we need big changes to how fights are scored, right? And if fights were scored, like let's say the five of us, we take out bets, we're very knowledgeable MMA fans. I would say 98% of the time, we are probably scoring rounds the same way if you don't count Wes. Now,
I mean, when you don't count West when he's got a bet on it.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a bet on it.
He's back
Yeah,
in one now.
pretty,
So-
pretty
so-
same with the
so
rest of us.
with that said,
It's
right,
true.
if the five of us are seeing the rounds the same 98% of the time,
How are
the
they?
problem isn't the scoring. The problem is the judges they don't
Yes.
score it right. So if we would we be complaining if he won a 29-28 decision? No, because that's the right score. So it's not about changing the scoring criteria or 10-10s or any of that. It's the problem with the judges looking at the fight incorrectly. And that can be fixed by some kind of panel or commission.
There
or
is
training.
zero
That's
way
fair for
that
this
you can
fight.
score
We'll
that
talk
first
about-
round for Salikov. Zero way.
Zero.
Yes.
So
That's-
then
Literally zero.
how would at some point that has to be justified, in my opinion. At
I
some
agree
point,
with
if a
you,
round
Lance.
is so blasphemous, there has to be some
Brendan
sort of
Allen.
authority.
That
Yes.
Brendan Allen fight. He was on bottom for 4 minutes and 30 seconds and almost died in one round. Gave him the it should have been a 10-8. That's what and that's where I'm liberal. To me, that fight was that there was two 10-8s in that fight, right? And that's where we have to fix it in the easy fix. The ones that we can't control judges' brains, we can fix the use of 10-8s more, mandate it or figure something out. Like to me, most fights would almost have a 10-8. A guy beats your ass, you get a 10-8.
Yeah.
Lance, my poll from the other day is just about to finish, and Salikov round 1, it has 40% of the vote. Brendan Allen
They're-
round 3 is 36%.
That's
That's-
100%.
Yeah.
That's
They're
Salikov round
it's
1.
recency bias.
Well,
It's
it
just
was-
people
that
remember
was
that one.
That was an even round. Actually, I would say Salikov was winning that round until he got dropped. Brandon Allen almost died. He almost died in the cage in that third round. That was a 10-7.
Do you score 10-8s because you think that people die a lot in the cage,
Just death 10-8s.
or they're close to death?
I just fling 10-8s out there. Like I just fling them. There's 10-8s. I just throw 10-8s out.
I'm a little more liberal now. A little more. I used to think a dude should be half dead before I would give it 10-8, but
Yeah.
I'll do 10-8s, like 10-8s and 10-10s. I've had a bunch of scorecards where I'm like, well, I think this one's 50-47. I was like, what the
Always
fuck?
try
That's
to
stupid,
score.
man.
I always try to score a winner of a round. But I get it. There are rounds that are so
We'll
close.
talk
you
a
could
tiny
absolutely
bit
just
about
win.
this more in the co-main event.
We're
but we can move
taking
on
way
to the next
too much
one.
time. Let's just speed through the rest of this card.
Before we move on from this particular fight, the judge that scored at 30-27 Salikov was Lucas Bosacki.
He's a good one.
Exactly.
And this is the first time he's got any fights on MMA decisions.
Yeah, it was his first one. They pulled him. He was from that area. He's from Abu Dhabi. He's never scored any. I don't think he's
So the
done
fix
any
was in.
MMA.
The fix was
No,
in. They got.
I don't know if it's a fix though, right?
I'm
Maybe-
fucking with you.
But
I
like,
think he's just a fucking
but you got to
moron,
think about it.
that's
Like
all.
a guy who doesn't know much about MMA, boxing guy, right? He jumps in, whatever, and he looks at that first round and goes, "Well, I think the one guy won 4 minutes of it versus the other guy only won
He's
a minute of it.
boxing
He
guy and
dropped
gets
him."
dropped. The other guy gets a fucking 10-8.
But those aren't the rules in boxing or in MMA. You don't have to give that.
I
So
know. That's
maybe they
another
look
dumb
at it and go,
fucking
well,
thing.
this guy won 4 minutes. This guy won a minute. You don't know what's going through these idiots' heads. And there's no training. There's
Damage.
no classes.
There is training.
There's no way there's training.
We'll talk
There's no
more
way
about
they
this
train
in the
these guys.
fucking co-main event.
All right.
On to the next fight.
Yuri.
Woof.
Hey, I was impressed.
Yeah.
That was a ridiculous knockout.
That was a fun fight.
He went through some shit too before he got
Volkan's a
there.
fucking idiot. Like Volkan is a no bet motherfucker. He's fucking dumb.
He was there
Oh,
to fucking
yeah.
brawl.
That could be a life-changing knockout, though.
That was a big one.
Yeah, you can't trust Volkan to against any kind of big punchers or shit again. He already was he was already a little chinny, you know.
Oh, he got blasted here.
He should have wrestled here. He had some
Yeah.
okay takedowns.
He
Yeah,
tried
that's what
once and got
that's what I
stopped.
thought he was. That's what I thought he was going to do. Me and Sean was telling us like, yeah, I'm ready to see Yuri against a guy that can take a little punch and wrestle a little bit. I was like, that's what I thought Volkan was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So I said,
but-
Lance, you know what's next for him? Pat Cummins.
Yes. He's back, baby. Yes, I'm in for that.
Yuri's fun though, man. That dude's a madman. I thought he was just a can crusher, but that's a good win, man. That's a good fucking
Yeah, it
win.
is.
And
He's
I
a
mean,
nut.
He's
we was
definitely
talking.
And he's
man, that's
faster than
correct.
most of the dudes at 205.
He's got a good
Like
body for the division.
I
too.
think he could be what we thought Johnny Walker was going to be. We saw him take a punch in that fight. We saw him take multiple like bombs from Volkan in that
Don't
fight.
think he throws as hard as Walker. Or,
Yeah, but he has more technical striking than Walker. Like he throws actual like that
Punches.
that finish was like that wasn't just Johnny Walker
Nasty.
weird shit. That was like a technical finish. And he
The
put
shit
him
he
on
was-
his fucking ass. Like
The shit
Yeah,
he was
put him
doing to
on his face.
Volkan, like for like most of the first round, he like kept grabbing his wrist and then just bombing.
What
him
was that
fucking
about?
he was like
Because Volkan kept looking at it. He kept
Yeah.
doing that. Volkan kept looking down, and Yuri would fucking go right up. Bow. He was just fucking with Volkan, and it worked for like a whole round. Like, how dumb is Volkan? He just kept falling for it. Yuri stopped grabbing his wrist. Volkan looked down, and boom, he fucking punched him in the head. Volkan's a dumb fuck. Even had him hurt. Yuri did a back turn and run at one point. Volkan
Yeah.
had him hurt. Why didn't he fucking run over and grab him and take him down? He just fucking.
time. He had no time
He
for
was
that
there
shit.
to war. He was there to war.
No time,
Oh,
now, no
no.
bet.
Yep.
Yuri's fun, man. That he's gonna be fun.
We can skip the Rebus page card or fight.
That
There's
was-
nothing
that was
there's nothing to add
hilarious.
there.
I'm a fucking
just-
idiot and bet the over. That's
Yeah,
about all that needs to be said in that fight.
I'm not
Also-
even sure I would have played the plus 1500 that I said I might.
No, that'd be a bad.
I
bet.
hope everybody got in their plus 600,
Yeah.
plus 650 bets on page
Yeah.
though,
You were
because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
value there.
I'm glad you
What
at
about
least
those
said-
page by decision, unanimous decision props?
How about my girl Thug Rose though? Told you fuckers. Same shit as the first
I
fight.
don't think you're getting any free picks this week, Brad.
I will say if it was a title fight though, Rose was on
Oh,
Rose
her way
gonna
to
lose a
being
5-rounder.
fucked up. Yeah, she
It wasn't.
was.
It was 3
I
rounds.
know, it wasn't. That's fair.
God, her fucking face, man. My God, she took a beating in that third round. Holy
Her
shit!
eye took a lot of damage. Too.
Her nose was smashed. I mean,
She was looking
Since
like
we're on the
Arlovski.
topic of bad decisions, how do you guys feel about that? The Andrade getting round 2,
That's that
'Cause that
Colette
was-
guy.
that was also like a pretty close round.
I didn't see it that way.
man, I thought it was close, but honestly,
That was clear.
I thought Rose won the first 2
Yeah,
rounds.
did.
Rose-
Yeah,
And
I agree, but like the 29-28 there, I'm not.
Oh yeah, that Andrade got. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's wrong,
Yeah.
but it's not terrible.
Yeah,
So I
I
was
don't think it's terrible. It was close, but Rose won it.
Yeah.
I thought.
So I was looking at MMA decisions as we were talking through this, and there's like 20 people on there. All of them scored it for Rose. MMA Mania scored it 30-27. Rose gave her the third. Bold move.
Are you fucking
See, that's
shitting?
bad though. That's just as bad as ever
Wolf
giving
City.
Andrade a
Wolf City.
29-28. That is ridiculous. It was closer to 10-8 Andrade than
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
10-9 Rose. I mean,
look at her face.
fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
and for the record, I would have scored that a draw.
Yeah,
You would have.
she got fucked
You
up
have
in
to
the third.
like
You
can't-
could've.
Yeah, and that's all. You can't score the second round like the third round. You know.
Yep.
You could have, man. She put a
That's fair.
fucking beating on her.
And that's how you fix judging it. Well, a big way to fix judging.
Also, if you
10
just scored a fight as a whole versus little
I don't
pitter
like
patter
that.
rounds,
But
I'm okay with
what
that.
do
Too.
No, what
Those
10-8
weren't
fixed
little
it just as much.
I like pride style.
Yep.
And Rose, that was not pitter pat. Rose beat the
No.
piss and shit out of her
Yeah,
that
she was
first
landing
two
pretty
rounds.
good. It's just
Like-
she doesn't show much.
You wanna watch
She wasn't
pitter
getting
pat?
lumped up.
Rewatch the Volkanovski fight. You want pitter pat. I don't think Volkanovski landed a single hard punch in 25 minutes to retain the title.
He's
So
4
Lance,
foot
what did you
three,
score
dude.
that fight? What did you score
What
that
fight?
The Volkanovski Holloway fight.
I scored that for Max Holloway.
3-2.
Yes.
So here's why this should be a pride thing. I know you want the whole more liberal 10-8 and shit like that. In a 5-round fight, 2 of those rounds were probably coin flip fights, right?
Mhm.
Or coin flip rounds. Third and fourth coin flips. You give 1 to Max,
I thought
2 to Max.
Volkanovski definitely won the fourth.
Was it the
You
fourth
did.
or third?
Third and fifth were the coin flips.
No,
Yes.
Volkanovski definitely won the fifth.
Nah,
Or third and
Yeah.
fourth. Third and fourth. were
Third and
the coin
fourth.
flips.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if those are coin flip rounds,
I thought he won
20.
the fourth and fifth fairly easily, though, right?
Fourth was
Yeah,
coin.
I thought 1-2 were very clearly Max, and 4-5 were pretty clearly Volkanovski.
So I know what you're going to say here, Nushan. So you're going to say if it was scored as a whole, Max wins because the first and second were big. You know what also fixes that? 10-8s.
But
if
you
give
can't
those
Those
rounds
are
are-
10-8 rounds, though.
Those were
They're
10-8.
not. They're not by today's. They're not by today's.
Not by anybody's
standards.
standards.
What
Unless
I'm
you're doing
saying is
10-5 rounds for things.
If they
I
do
don't
10
trust people.
If they do 10-9, 10-8, 10-7s, then
Or
those would be
10-6, 10-5.
10-8s, and round 3, 4, 5 would be 10-9s. That's what I've always been saying. 10-8 should be clear dominant rounds. Those
Okay.
first 2 rounds were clear dominant rounds.
I like your other thinking.
I
more.
like
Let's
it,
just
but you
get
also
competent
still have to have
judges
competent
and
judging.
score them right. Yeah, because they can't even add up scorecards properly using 10-9s. I sure as fuck don't want them taking 3 points off round. You're right. We just need competent judges. However, we're
I
gonna
feel
we're
like
gonna score.
the
10-8s
judges
though.
we have, it would be easier like to judge it as a whole. I think they would get that fight less wrong than your liberal 10-9, 10-8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they both solve problems.
I mean, the thing is, none of this is gonna change. We're gonna
No.
fucking be
Nah,
bitching about this.
no,
forever.
Well-
not anytime soon.
My way is going to change. My way has a chance. More
Yes.
liberal 10-8s are a thing. It's starting to turn that way. And by today's scoring, I probably wouldn't have gave Max 2 10-8s. That's not what I'm saying. But if we had a scoring that was 10-9, 10-8, 10-7, or we were just super liberal with 10-8s, that fixes a lot of the fucking problems. Because even if the judges fuck up a close round, 10-9 one of the way, it doesn't matter if you have
Because it
a
takes
first
2 of
round.
those fuck ups to fuck up a big round for the other guy, right?
Yes, there'd be less bad decisions if we did that. There would be less bad decisions.
I like it.
Well, I mean, we kind of got there under the new rules. You're supposed to score a lot more 10-8s now, and they just they can't do it because they got the same judges that have been judging for 20 years that are stuck in how they look at fights and judge fights. They just can't do it.
Do we need to
Fucked up
talk
and
about
skipped the Aldo fight.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, do we need to talk
Oh,
about
just-
Usman Masvidal? We can just circle back.
No, we
to
can
the
we can
actual
skip
fight.
Usman Masvidal. There's
Yeah.
nothing to add
There's
there.
nothing to say. We
Colby
broke
Covington's
it
the
down
greatest
perfectly.
welterweight in the world. That's been proven.
GSP is still the welterweight in the world.
Aldo, Jan. Brad, do
Great.
you want to start here?
Man,
Dude, it was exciting. It was an excellent fight.
This is better than I thought it was going to be.
Leg kicks.
that was great.
Dude, the most impressive thing
Leg
to me
kicking
about that
Aldo.
fight is we saw a very good version of Aldo, and we saw Aldo actually beat Peter Yan as an orthodox fighter, make him switch stances, and then Peter Yan beat him as a southpaw in the same fight. Like, it was incredible to watch the entire progression of that fight. Like the fucking finish was so depressing.
Late stoppage.
This is not the first time that's happened to Aldo. The first Holloway
Leon
fight.
Roberts.
Man.
Fuck Leon
100
Roberts.
shots extra.
But
Close.
At least.
Close.
At least.
The first like 17 minutes or so of that fight until Jan smashed his nose, that was probably, it might not be like the fight of the year in terms of action, but it was the best fight of the year.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was live odds were even heading into the fourth round. How crazy is that?
And you could see it start turning in the third round. Like I thought Aldo looked like old school Aldo for 12 and a half minutes. And then you could start seeing it turning. And I think what I took from this, Brad made good points about switching stances and that, but like we just saw like to be a great lasting champion, you got to be able to get your ass kicked and be able to come back and do something different and change how you're fighting. And Jan, for a younger guy, like, man, like beginning of that third round, like a minute in that third round, I was like, wow, Aldo is actually going to win. Jan's got nothing. And then it was like one punch or one jab or something that Jan landed and it boom. Yeah. Like the whole thing changes. And Jan ate the fucking body shots from hell in that fight. And he didn't even flinch of those.
Right leg
he
kick.
also hurt Aldo early with a body shot. We don't know how much that if that factored in at some point. Later. Maybe not.
No, because Aldo looked incredible.
Yeah, he won the next 2 rounds.
Aldo looked incredible. Yep, Aldo looked incredible. That like the left leg kick and then the right leg kick left to the body, that combo he kept on. My God, Jan ate probably 50 of those. Yeah, it was insane.
That's what he does.
And with all that said about all the
never done it like that before.
With all that said about the compliments of Jan and long-lasting champion, he will never defend the title.
Okay, we'll see about that.
We'll
see who it's against. See if that fight actually happens the way we think it's going to.
There's no one else.
They could always, you know how this game works. Man.
There's no one else.
How often does this happen?
Yeah, but there's really nobody else.
Dana was talking about. He's like, I don't know who's next. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's because he goes, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about next week's card or something.
Oh, for fuck.
Okay. It wasn't like, I don't know who's going to fight. They were like, who's next? He goes, I don't know. I'm worried about Saturday.
The winner of Jimmy Rivera and Cody Stamen, baby.
Shit, give me any kind of number with a plus sign next to it on Aljo, and it's going to be a massive bet for me.
It's going to be pretty much a pick.
It's going to be a pick 'em. Yeah,
it's going to be right. It's going to be right around there. You give me. I'm going to have a massive bet on Aljo. Dude. And I love Peter.
Aljo being champion is huge for the UFC. He's so marketable. He's so
way more than Jan. And in the States over here, God damn, Aljo would be fucking huge, man.
A lot of people just saw Jan win that fight and look impressive doing it. So I think that the line's going to shift a little bit in his favor, and we could get something nice on Aljo.
Finishing Jose Aldo is obviously, has value. And not just finished him, obviously mauled him late.
I do want to say, though, about Aldo, man, to watch him, those 3.5 or so rounds, man, to take that body shot in the first and be turtled up. Like most guys would have
he screamed, man.
Yeah, they'd have been out.
How hurt he was.
Most guys would have been out, and then to come back and literally watch the second and third round and watch the best Aldo I've seen in a long time.
Probably since the Chad Mendes second fight.
I mean, when's the last time was he throwing that leg kick like that? And with the left to the body, I mean, he ends most
men. Head movement inside those exchanges.
Aldo ends most guys at 135 in those couple rounds. I'm telling you, there's a lot of those guys at 35 would have been done against that Aldo that night.
Yep.
Jan's great though. He is, to, like you said, Brad Lance, to switch up what he was doing and have to fight from his opposite side because he was forced there, and to come back and win that, man. And then Leon Roberts, that was disgusting to have to sit there and watch anybody, much less a champion.
It's round 5. There's no way he's winning that fight. That's my biggest problem in MMA right now, besides the incorrect judging, is the fact that they're shortening quality fighters' careers, and it's happened countless times now because of stupid shit like this. I mean, look at Chris Weidman's career. Chris Weidman's career was significantly shortened from the Luke Rockhold fight. and that's on Herb Dean.
Weidman's back.
This is another case.
Weidman's back.
Oh, he's back. Oh, he's back.
Already
Okay.
had a long ass career.
I think he's fighting a Medov.
Akhmedov.
But I will say
Marion.
before we move on.
Oh yeah, Marion, right?
Quickly on top of my fights I want to see, like Aljo versus Jan is up there for me in probably top 3 or 4 fights I'd want to see right now in the UFC. Like that is just phenomenal clash of styles, and that's both in their prime. Like that's going to be a great fight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that it? We done?
We're not talking about the
We
needle.
don't
We don't talk about the
Marty
needle.
Snoozman.
Oh yeah,
The snoozman.
Marty
it was
Snoozman?
exactly.
Who came up with that one?
exactly what
Whose
we
nickname is
thought.
that?
Masvidal still
That
sucks.
was
Who came up with Snoozman?
I think Askren.
All I'll say on that
Yeah, I
is
think it was.
we'll continue to make a ton of money on Usman because people fucking hate him, and we'll continue to get minus 200s on him against guys that he can snooze on and just fucking lay on for 25 minutes, and we'll keep cashing tickets.
Who's
He
gonna beat
beats
him?
all those guys.
Tell me who beats him.
I mean, Burns has a chance. I think that's
Doubt it.
what's crazy. I think Burns
Doubt
has
it.
probably the best chance. I doubt it too, but I think he's got the best chance of anybody there. I mean, who else does? Who else at 170 can keep that guy off of him?
Every
Usman
time
was
we
minus
think
250 after the second round.
every time we think
Terrible.
that though,
I agree.
like a guy loses.
I know.
Like there's something
Sean,
that happens.
Sean kept like, we're watching it live, and Sean's like, man, they still got him at like minus 220. I was like,
Yeah, you were
dude,
saying that. Yeah,
Oh,
I was like, dude, I'd
the
probably
live
go
betting
in
was
more.
nuts.
just keep adding.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to see someone in that division at this point in time beating him. At least for the next 2-3 years.
Leon
Okay.
Edwards, guys.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who that is, but people say his name a lot.
I
Yeah,
hear
I mean-
somebody in the Southwest United States is really pushing for him.
Well, he's got two now. He's actually got a PR rep over at ESPN.
Ariel,
that's trying
yeah.
to.
He's also
I tried to
got one in the
push for him.
Southwest, in the Corona capital.
I think my Who stuff is really starting to catch on Leon Edwards across
is.
the whole.
Yes.
Like
I've
I see it all the time
I've
of
seen
people
a
that
bunch of
don't even
replies
follow
now.
me. Where like I'll
Yeah.
see someone like retweet something that says "Who on Leon Edwards." It's a person I don't know that doesn't follow me. Ariel's like, this guy's so. I think the Who thing has just gone worldwide. Like I've ruined this guy's life.
He's ruined many nights for me, just boring me to tears. So
He's more exciting than Usman. Marty-
not really.
They're like the same guy, right?
One's just way more dominant. So
Well,
who cares?
the funny thing is, Usman's most fun fight was against Covington, where it was just two guys who have no idea how to strike, just sitting in the pocket and slap at each other.
Yep.
That fight was great. That was a
It was good.
I
tremendous
thought
fight.
it was fun. I thought it was fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Fights don't always have to be good to be fun.
That's
Exactly. That's a good point. Like the technical stuff isn't always fun.
true. That's why there's lots of boring fights now because guys are like not good enough to be very good.
Generally better fighters.
And then it's boring. You need
Yeah,
like
but we
shitty guys.
Guys,
No defense.
why do guys focus so much on not getting their asses kicked instead of kicking the other guys?
we need to stop training defense and shit. Like
Yeah.
I never
Just
train
leave, baby.
takedown defense. I only train takedowns.
That's very
Defense.
like.
Defense. Give me a break.
So
Yeah.
on to this amazing card on Wednesday or what?
I mean, it's cool to have a
Yeah.
Wednesday card.
Yeah.
You
I'm not
there's a
complaining
good
about
card if they
Wednesday
combine
fights.
the one on
Is there
Wednesday,
another?
Saturday.
Is there another Jewish fighter on this card? Are you sure?
Who could you be speaking of, Jay?
He knows who I'm talking about.
No, my beer was over. Oh,
There's a Berg on this card. I just made an assumption.
we got a
No,
Jew.
it's a
Kenneth.
Berg with an H.
It could be.
from Norway.
It could be.
He's got
He's like
What do you
a
see?
Norwegian Irish guy, Jay. Come
Jay.
on.
Weirder things have
covered
happened.
in tattoos
What?
from his fucking
Jay,
neck
how are you going to
down.
be from that area and not know what a Jew is?
I know
That's-
what that is. And we live in a world where there's a Jewish, Alaskan, black top 10 fighter in his weight class. Okay?
It doesn't.
We live in that world from Alaska. All
All
right.
right, I
Kenneth
just looked.
Bergage is not Jewish.
It's
Yeah,
Berg.
that's
It is
Nordic.
Berg.
No,
There's
it's
an
Bergage.
H.
All right, so I just
Bergage.
looked him up, Jay. I don't know if you looked at this guy.
No, I did not.
But there's
No.
never
I
been.
I figured you did that part.
There's never been a less Jewish person.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. This guy.
Fan of the year.
He's got
Hitler was more
tattoos.
Jewish
He has
than
a,
this guy.
his
See
whole
his
body
face
is
I mean,
tattoos.
he looks
Jews
he
don't
looks
get
like
tats.
he might
Oh wow,
he looks like he might not like the Jews.
Yeah, he could be on the
Yeah.
other side.
that's why he added the H on at the end. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I just learned Julian Edelman was Jewish. I didn't know we had an athlete. Right
when
now.
he started talking to Sean Jensen.
Yeah, I did not know he was Jewish because he's so good looking that I just assumed he wasn't.
No.
And he's good looking and athletic, which eliminated him from being
Thanks for
Jewish.
Yeah,
that.
especially the athletic part. Really,
Brad, we got to get him to shut up.
Yeah.
Like he can't be just showing his pretty face and his flowing locks and his athletic abilities.
Are you worried
And
about
then people believe he's
worried about
Jewish.
safety?
But good on him.
Well, that too. That's
He had the Star of David on. He's like big up in the Jew. Good for him.
Wow.
I've never been to any of the Jew stuff. I've been to Catholic church like 100 times with my wife, but never been to a synagogue, so I'm not really the best example.
Gotta get you one of those stars. Start rocking it.
I should get one just to see if someone will say some shit to me. Like I'm just gonna like walk downtown streets and just hold it out and just see if someone does something.
Double leg them.
Yeah,
when COVID's done, I'm
I'm
going
a
to turn on my
Jew
mask.
with a double leg, you prick.
yeah. You mess with the
And,
wrong Jew, son.
What are you gonna do, Brad?
I said, I think when COVID's done, I'm going to turn my masks, all of them, into yarmulkes.
Oh,
And just
wow.
walk around
Good luck.
with the yarmulke on. Just see what happens.
Okay.
I love the dudes that run around with the sports yarmulkes. They got the Yankee yarmulke. And shit. Like those are cold. I like those.
You talking about Adam Sandler?
Hey, all kinds of them. You see him at the baseball game. See him shit.
All right, so nobody knows anything about Berg. So Lance, are you like? Does this make you want to bet against Berg? Or?
No, this guy looks like my type of dude.
Oh. So he's winning.
He has all first round finishes except for one, and he's covered in tattoos. And he looks kind of like a big, strong man. He has no fat. Like
He's not a BSG though. He's a BSM.
He fought on the Contender Series one time.
Oh,
Did
did he really?
You got choked out in a couple minutes.
Yeah, he got choked out. I took the under here. They opened the under at -105.
Oh, that's
What is
good.
it?
2.5 or 1.5? 2.5.
1.5. These dudes are both either gonna get knocked out or knock each other out.
Wow. So they have never been to decision between them.
No, barely into
George
the second
has been
round.
outside the first
Yeah.
once.
You know what that
Yeah,
means?
dude.
Wow.
This is
29
too big. Yep,
29 fights, no decisions between them.
Yeah.
big
All right,
dudes,
I'm in. Let's go. I
Take
only have
Kyle
three
off
bets,
in there and make this.
Lance, they've been outside of the second round twice in what, 29 fights combined, did you say?
What is this line?
Should
Give me
we?
some.
It sounds like
under
we
1.5.
might be nearing
They,
consensus territory in one of our.
They opened
surprising
at
ones.
105, man.
Are we
Yeah, I
getting in
gotta go.
consensus land?
It's-
It's minus 155 on one and a half
yeah, we're
rounds.
Yeah,
Somebody should
-105.
probably
I had to take that. I got a couple bones
Lance
on
the
that.
beer Jew Soros. Okay,
I don't get it.
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
What am I missing?
You're at the chat.
I know, but what does the nickname mean? I don't understand. Are you talking about George Soros?
I guess that's a George Soros reference. I'm assuming.
Fucking
I would
our
assume.
boy Steve.
I
It's
wish.
George Soros.
He's really
Lance, you
rich.
paying
The beer
Lance
Jew.
is, Lance,
Oh, that's
Lance
probably
is
why I'm
funding,
talking about it. Yeah.
Lance is funding that 2020 fucking caravan up from Mexico this year, ain't he? Lance George Soros.
Let's move on to an actual prospect.
Yeah.
I was talking before. There's
Jay,
not
I'm
many
gonna bet
prospects
George
left.
Gonzalez
Oh,
and
shit.
George
Brad's
George
betting.
Gonzalez in round one plus 400.
What is
not?
that now?
Why not?
Well,
This is a why not, Brad
What-
bet.
This dude got subbed by Eric Spicely in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Who did?
yeah, dude. They're terrible.
Who did?
your buddy, Berg.
Berg.
Birdcage.
No, he didn't.
What'd you?
Yes, he
What
did.
was your prop? What was your
Round
prop,
one
Brad?
plus 400.
Where do you
Round
see he
one.
got subbed
Yeah,
by?
I'm gonna take
where do you
some of
see-
that.
Where do you see he got subbed by Eric Spicely?
It was on the Ultimate
Yeah.
Fighter.
Yeah, it
Oh,
doesn't count.
yeah.
Exhibition.
Right, He fought like a fight to get into the house, I believe, and got choked.
Yeah, it was an
dead
exhibition.
by
They don't count
Spicely.
those on the
Even
Yeah.
why Lance didn't know about it.
But he's still bad. He's
So-
like really bad, dude.
He got subbed by one
Who
of
the
the worst 185ers to ever be in the UFC.
You're crazy. Spicely's a future champ. Abs.
They do
This-
a competition for like hair sweaters, right?
Can we talk about an actual fighter versus a can?
Yeah, we are. Brad, did you see how old this guy was according to SureDog? Jorge Gonzalez?
36.
Not available.
Ooh. He's immortal. He doesn't have an age.
They don't even
I
know
didn't
how
know-
old he.
I didn't even know he was Cuban.
No birth certificate. Yep. No birth
They don't
certificate.
even have it
No
on
joke.
fucking Tapology. This guy's nobody knows how old he is.
He's 16-5.
He might
He just got beat.
He might just
I
look
mean,
like
they just
Alex
brought him.
Garcia, and then you're in trouble.
They just brought him in like this week, didn't they? Like this is like a short notice fight because Berg's opponent
Well,
pulled
Berg was
out
supposed
like
to
last
fight
week.
the Nazi, and then they found out the Nazi was a Nazi, and they cut him.
They brought
So-
in another.
Ooh, Nicholson?
Yeah, we were gonna have two Nazis fight, but one said he was a
Timo
Nazi.
Fuchs.
So
Oh, whoever that is. All right.
That's the German Nazi.
The can, Aaron Phillips taking on prospect Jack Shore. This is a minus 700?
Yep.
Sounds about right.
What?
should be.
It should be.
Jack Shore is like he's the new Brett Jones, right?
He's better than Brett Jones.
Yeah.
Is this the guy that was on that like Real World show or something?
I don't know what you're talking
Like the
about.
reality show?
I don't think so.
No, that guy's in fucking Bellator.
Yeah, no, that guy's terrible.
Yeah. This guy's actually
Gallagher?
good.
Chambers, Aaron Chambers, or
Yeah,
something like that, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chambers.
I have no
This
idea.
guy looks like Brett Johns. This Jack Shore. Are we sure this isn't Brett Johns?
He's way better than him.
But they look like they're
I
brothers.
should say way better, but he's better than him. He is Welsh, though.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they're the same fighter.
I think it's the same person. He's fought in the UFC. I have no recollection of this guy.
He's only fought once in the UFC.
Phillips did like way back,
Phillips
got beat up.
Terrible.
Oh, Philip
I remember
Johnson,
him.
by the way.
Sammy Salami was beating him up and shit. He's got a bunch of fucking losses. Then he
Yeah.
went to
This
Something,
Sicilian shooter.
whatever that is. He lost to Chris Gutierrez, Matt Hobar, and Sam Cecilia.
yeah, he fought anybody halfway decent, and then they cut him. He went to some
he's
fucking.
Tyler
Also
Shea,
going to lose
too.
here. We can all agree that. But anybody thinking that Shore gets it done, doesn't get it done? What's going on?
I took him inside. I got it at minus 145 for 1 unit. But it
Yeah,
was kind of
probably.
Phillips has only been finished once, so he is kind of gritty.
But this is the best fighter
Yeah.
he's ever faced.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
I don't know who these people are. I'm not even sure if this is real.
You'll know what happens after.
He should finish him.
So
I
we're
think
taking
he'll
Aaron
decision.
Phillips.
If I'm being honest.
Take
I
a
mean,
decision.
Phillips
Yeah.
has been choked out a few times, but
Can we move past the Diana Belbita cheese fight coming up next? 'Cause I have nothing.
No, I've got
No,
a bet there,
fucking-
Jay.
Wow! Again?
Of course.
How do you know who these people
Totally off
are?
grid.
Brad
I
doesn't
don't.
know who these people are.
I
He's
don't
fucking
know
sure
who
not
they are
campus.
at all, but we've got Belvita breakfast biscuits against. Either way, I looked at her record, and every time she's fought somebody with more than 5 fights, she's lost. And she's
that's
gotten
capping
subbed.
right there.
She's gotten subbed in 3 of those 5 losses.
Nice.
And she's fighting somebody who has more than 5 fights. And of her 7 wins, I think she's got like 6 subs, something like that.
Okay.
So just saying.
Brad, counter. She lost to Sarah. She got finished by Sarah Moras.
By that ass.
She got finished by her. That means they
Yeah.
stopped the fight.
Yeah,
But she could not take any more from Sarah Moras.
it's a good thing she's gonna sub this chick before she gets there. Plus 500, baby.
Oh my
Steve
goodness.
has
Get to the
our buddy Steve has some insights on where Jack Shore is training, by the way. Says it's his granddad's garden shed. You
the
know what
garden
that,
shed like a garage.
In
I think
Lee
it's
and Bergen, in Metro Philly. That was pretty good. Yeah.
I think, shed is close enough to garage. I mean, I think there has to be considered here.
Some guy just called me a racist because I
Well,
won't read
fair.
his comments.
I get it.
First of all, Jews can't be racist. Everyone knows that.
Yep.
We're in this together. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Fair.
Are we actually going to break down any fights? Or are we just going to
Chris Fishgold
We're
taking
getting
on
there.
Jared
I know who
Gordon.
these people are. I know who these
Talk
people.
about I think we can
Yeah,
talk
I know
about
who-
Fishgold and Gordon.
Yeah, I know who these people
Who
are.
wants to start on that one?
New Sean.
All right.
I got a small play on Gordon. I took him at -137, just for a unit. He's the more active guy. I know Fishgold had a little bit of hype coming into the UFC. I'll just take the guy that throws more. Gordon can be hit though, so it's kind of scary. He also doesn't have a fucking corner. All his corner men got COVID.
Felder.
Paul Felder.
Felder's jumping
got the
in,
best
trying to help
corner
a brother
now.
out,
Yeah, he doesn't
but-
need another. He's got it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
So I guess
Like
it's
the
not the
best
worst
corner
thing in
now.
the world.
Quick question.
Is Felder going to be on commentary and cornering him at
Yes.
the same time?
Yes, he's going to run back and forth.
No, just not that fight.
Do corners in MMA do anything? Anything? Do they do
Hey,
anything?
At this level,
according to one Twitter personality says he could mold champions.
That's
No,
obviously
just letting
different. That's an
corner-
expert. But seriously, like, do corners do anything? It's like if you listen to corner advice, it's like punch him, kick him, 1-2, punch him, takedown, get up. You're heart, grit.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
feel
do
like
you do?
anything that's
good
below
ones,
elite
man.
level, they're not doing too much but motivating their fighters.
How many in-fight adjustments can you really make that the
Yeah,
fighters not figure out
it's
themselves?
Well, it's a lot of motivation, I think, like Sean said, but good coaches and guys that can look at a fight and see what's going on. Could see a guy throwing the same punch or the same setups and stuff and tell him to adjust. It's not going to be major shit, though. No, nothing that a fighter, I don't think, couldn't adjust on their own. Mostly motivation, though.
Yeah.
And either way, for Jared Gordon, it's going to be like, all right, Jared, you got beat up in the first round. Try not to get beat up as much in the second and third round.
You got beat up in the second round. Is there an angle here that we fade guys that Do Bronx chokes dead right after? Like, someone research this. I feel like Do Bronx changes. Remember when Frankie Edgar used to steal everyone's soul?
This was the one guy he didn't choke, so he's immune.
Oh, he knocked him
Fake
out.
guys that,
Yeah, so he's
fake
fine.
guys that get knocked out by Joaquin Silva and the Bronx and all kinds of
Jared
guys.
Gordon always seems like a guy that would be okay, and then he sucks.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I always think he's gonna be like, man, he's better technically than that guy. And then he gets knocked.
got a
the
good
fuck
motor,
out. I'm like,
too.
fuck.
He just
Yeah.
looks like he'd be good, but he
Yep.
lacks in the talent department.
You got
So
a
he's
guy
never
on this fight, Wes?
he's never been subbed.
That's true.
Yeah, I lean Jared Gordon. Even saying all that like it's the same
Same.
thing. Again. I
Yeah.
think he's better than this guy. He's gonna have more pace. He's gonna throw more than Fishgold and shit. But I just kind of feel like somewhere in the second or third round, Fishgold's gonna choke him out or something, man. I don't know.
He doesn't do that.
I
That's
like
utterly-
I like Gordon. If he comes down a little bit, I'll probably put a little DGen bet on him because it's Wednesday night and I'm not doing shit but watching the All-Star race. So
It's his turn. It's his time to shine, Wes. Gordon just looks like a fighter, baby. We in.
every time, every fucking time, don't he? We'll see. Brad, what's the prop?
Man, it's tough on this one because it's probably going to be a Gordon decision. But I could see Fishgold just completely gassing, getting finished like late second, third round. So if you got to go for something big to keep yourself entertained in this one, probably a round 3 prop. I don't know what that's like, 1,200 or something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lancelot?
Yeah, Lance got anything for us here? Anything different?
I don't think Fishgold is very good. I just don't. He just looks like he would suck at fighting, doesn't he? He just looks like this little shit. He just doesn't look like he would be a good fighter. And you know,
looks like you should be cleaning fish.
Yes.
He looks like a balding Draco Malfoy. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Jesus.
Fair.
Oh man, he's pulling out some fucking obscure ones tonight.
But I think I just keep feeling like Gordon shows flashes during fights when he's not fighting Do Bronx, where he looks okay and you think he's going to be good. He's a tough kid too. Like he just seems like I think I'm drawn to tough New Yorkers with no skill. Like big
He's
Phil
been through
Baroni
some
guy.
shit in his life, that's for sure.
Yeah, he just seems like that dude, right? And he's not that great, but I don't think Fishgold's good at all. And I think Fishgold's only path to victory here is a sub. And I just don't see Jared Gordon getting caught. So, no bet.
I'd be more worried about Gordon against an actual quality striker that could probably knock him out. I don't see Fishgold being that guy. And in a grappling contest that comes down to endurance, it's going to be fairly similar, except Gordon should kind of plow through in the later rounds. And Gordon's a better striker than Fishgold, so I'll take Gordon here. Let's move on.
What's a clint or a diehard MMA? I don't know what the fuck either one of those.
I don't know what that means.
Right? Cool.
I don't know what that means. We're good. All right, next.
Who the fuck are these people?
This is Lithuanian Dukakis.
What?
Oh, right.
Versus Andy.
Well, what are these guys or girls?
Versus Andy Milanakis.
Light heavyweight guys. Andy Milanakis versus
Andreas Nikolaitis.
Oh my God, he's got
one of these guys is going to be a future champion of Valor FC.
Wow,
Lithuania. Wow,
Yeah.
6'3". He's a big boy.
I don't know where they're pulling these fucking guys from, man. They pulled these dudes off of a fucking beat farm.
One of them
somewhere.
fights like Jiri, I'm in, but I don't think we're getting a Jiri performance here.
This looks bad. It's just bad, man. I'm looking at these. This is bad.
Has anybody here seen either of these guys fight? They have fought for fucking Cage
You guys see Wyo's comment?
Actually, I've seen the dude Andreas. He fought Marcel Fortuna on Titan. Yeah, I remember watching that.
He also got knocked out by Jason Butcher. So take it for what you do.
Being knocked out by Jason Butcher is about as bad as it gets.
He got
knocked out by Ryan Hall.
This guy got knocked out by John Redmond in Cage Warriors, who had a record of 5-11 at the time.
What's Cage Rage? I thought they just made that up.
Hey, what's the line on Michaludis or Megaludis or
Gordon is a former junkie, Mr. Homeregan. But
he's the dog.
Yeah.
He said Steve said Fishkill looks like Andy Eagles' half brother. For that reason, I'm on Gordon.
Even better, Matza choke.
Holy shit.
Dude, I think we gotta fade this Lithuanian fella.
Oh man, Lithuanian Dukakis got this.
What is diehard MMA on? Somebody tell us.
I'm probably gonna sprinkle the under again. It's 1.5, but I feel like these dudes are either gonna knock each other out or they're gonna get sloppy. I think somebody goes down.
Michaludis looks hard. It's like a hard man.
What kind of hard are we talking about here?
I mean, has he made it out of the first round? What is it, like twice? He's been out of the first round like twice.
What weight class is this at? Is this light heavyweight?
Light heavyweight. I gotta look at the pictures.
The Greek fella's a middleweight.
You're assuming he's Greek, or is he Lithuanian?
Well, I assume where it says Greece.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm looking now. I haven't seen a picture.
He's
yet.
an actual
dead giveaway. I think
Michelitis is a pretty good indication that he's Greek.
He's
I think you're talking about the other guy.
That's why the line's so different. It's a middleweight versus a light heavyweight.
His last win apparently was against a fighter who's fought 78 times in his career.
Those guys are
gotta
usually
fight
pretty
those
good.
veterans, baby.
Yeah, we gotta get that veteran.
And he has a win over Marcel Fortuna, who I think used to fight in the UFC.
Yeah, that was an okay win. That's probably the best win on either one of their records.
This guy Modestus does not look like a fighter.
I'm betting under a little bit. Nothing big though.
Fortuna's 9-4, Jay.
Now,
under's even money. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's 1.5 again, but I feel like this is going to look like that other fight too.
I would run away from somebody.
Yeah, I'm not betting anything, but if
you got nothing better to do, put fucking $50 on the
I'll make a full card.
What's $50 on an under?
There's probably somebody down in the deep south who'll probably be betting on this.
I mean, it's Wednesday night. They're going to be running the Open before the All-Star race, Jay. Like, I got to have action on these early fights.
Oh man. Okay. Knock yourself out.
What are we doing next?
Yeah, what is next? Well, Ricardo Ramos is fighting
This is a good one.
against Lerone Murphy. Someone remind me about Lerone Murphy.
He went to a draw against two.
He almost won one
Fight.
time.
Yeah.
One time he
Fights
almost won a fight.
He got
He almost-
smashed by Tukagov in the first round, and then Tukagov kind of gassed.
He almost won
He was
once.
supposed to fight Benitez for before COVID happened.
Oh, Gabriel Benitez.
Moogly.
All right, new Sean, you got anything here?
Would side with Ramos, just because I think he's the more skilled guy. I don't take too much from that draw against Tukagov that Murphy got, so I'll pick him. I was looking at betting him. The price is coming down. He's only minus 155.
He's undefeated guy.
150. Ramos is pretty good.
Ramos is good. He's only 24 still.
He's
Ramos
a young
is
guy.
a bit, but he's good.
Yeah, I'll pick him.
Probably
Haven't
both
decided
guys
on
are
that.
probably decent. Yeah. Interesting
Yeah,
fight.
I think Ramos is better at this point. If this keeps coming down to minus 145 or something like that, I'm gonna have to take Ramos. If it loses, it loses. I think this line should be a little closer to like minus 180 or something, and it's going the opposite way. So if it goes a little more, I'm gonna be betting Ramos.
Okay. Bradford?
Yeah, this dude got smoked by Tukagov in the first round of their fight. So Ramos is one of those guys that if you're not great, he can look real good against you. Like he'll pull out some flashy shit and kind of style on guys from time to time. So I could see something like that happening here, and Ramos getting it done pretty quick.
He's also English, right, Lance? So you know what they say about English guys. Can't
Who?
wrestle.
No wrestling.
Has Ramos always been at Alpha Male? Is that new?
No,
That's
definitely not. No.
fairly new.
Definitely new.
It's probably a good thing. I actually like when guys change camps
I
when they're
like
younger.
Alpha male.
There's some good guys there. They still got some good decent guys. I mean, at this weight, he's probably what's the Asian fellow that trains at
Yeah.
Dong.
Dong. One of the
He
Dong.
probably trains with him. They're around the same weight.
Yeah,
But there's some good. There's some good guys there, but I think Ramos is really really good. You know, he's shown some flashes and he's shown some stupid shit since we've been watching him fight. But he's only 24. I actually like that he's training at Alpha Male now. He has some decent wins. I don't know why this line is so low, because he got a draw versus a guy who gassed out after taking a fucking shit kicking.
You didn't do your
When they
tape.
got
You didn't do-
down like 7 times.
You didn't do your tape, Lance, because apparently Murphy's the play, and we haven't looked at tape yet.
And Ramos
tapes-
trained in Brazil. He hasn't trained at Alpha Male for a long time because of COVID, because he can't get in the country.
Well, virtual Zoom training. We've seen that works. So
Works.
so I like Ramos here. I put him in a parlay. Not a lot of people. I only have 3 bets in this card as of now, but I might bet on that racist tatted fella that we talked about earlier. But I do like it. I do like Ramos a good bit here.
Yeah, this is a tough fight to call because I think Murphy is probably pretty decent. We just haven't seen enough of him. Ramos can be a little mooky, but he does have a lot of skill, and if he takes Murphy to the ground, he's going to be pretty good, and he's probably going to get a sub finish. Like I said, I think I do think Ramos wins, but the price is just a little out of my range. I would need minus 125 or better to play. But it's hard to bet against, more experience, quality wins in the UFC. It's kind of one of those like prove you wrong type of scenarios. So, I mean, but we said that against Vulcan last week, and he got iced. So, buyer beware. All right, John Phillips. Can't remember that guy taking on
Mike Tyson.
Taking on hazmat suit. What is this guy?
Where do they find these people?
This guy's from Sweden, supposedly.
Okay.
He's not from Sweden.
You might have moved to Sweden at some point, but
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if this guy's like gonna get some home area kind of cooking or what, but man, it should John Phillips be plus 275 to this guy? I mean, we know he's going to go in there. He's going to go in there and throw bungalows. You know what I'm saying? He's going to swing and knock him out or go down. And this guy's fighting in Brave and shit, man. Like John Phillips has at least fought some guys in the UFC and threw down with them. I'm taking a little shot on John Phillips, man. I mean, if he gets fucking taken out, he gets taken out. Give me some plus 275. I mean, I know he's going to go in there and fucking go for it. He knocks him out, I get paid.
Brad, why take the plus 275 when you can get the TKO at plus 420?
There you go. Yeah.
Actually, I can tell you one, but why do that when you can take scorecards no bet at plus 350?
Ooh.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yep.
I might.
That's my. I'm not actually breaking this fight down. I'm just playing that.
I'm not.
That's a good play.
Phillips TKO at plus 550. That might be worth a sprinkle.
Yes, let's do it.
Absolutely, yeah. The Brad's bet's good too, because if somehow they do get sloppy and it goes to some scorecards, and
I don't see Phillips winning a decision here.
That's what I'm saying. Scorecards no bet.
It's canceled. Yeah.
Scorecards no bet. Yeah.
Maybe this is the swanging and banging play of the week.
Phillips should not be that much of a dog to this guy. There's no goddamn way. There's no way.
Can the guy he's facing think about shooting a takedown? Like, even think about it. Like, does he know what a takedown is?
He's got a sub on his record.
Subs.
Got a couple subs on his record.
Oh, all right, he's in trouble.
But one of them was the strike, so
he just gave up.
And the other one's the heel hook. That's kind of
He trains at All Stars, so he's actually training with real fighters.
I mean, he's getting heel hook subs and shit.
Would you say, Brad?
That's not a real. That's not a real.
Training with real fighters. He's training with Gustafsson.
Well, he could be training with Gunner.
Gustafsson.
He could be training with Gunner over there. You don't know that.
Yeah, he's like their body bag. He's the dude that gets beat up by the good fighters over there.
You got to do what you got to do.
Somebody in the chat posted Phillips round 1 plus 900. I don't hate that.
I mean, that's worth a poke too. If you're gonna bet him, you might as well take a little TKO round 1.
You might as well have something to root for.
I do not remember John Phillips versus Kevin Holland. Was it tremendous?
No, I don't remember it either.
It sounds like it'd be tremendous.
He's been in some good fights, man. He throws fucking down. He's not great or anything. Every time he fights, I'm like, they pull John Phillips back off the fucking bar stool. I mean, he's
a guy you want your money on at plus 300 because he's not going to try to point fight. He's going to do what he's going to do, and he might get knocked out doing it, but at least he's going to.
He's not going to lose some bullshit. Yeah, he's not going to lose some bullshit decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going to happen with him.
We got to move on to the next fight and talk about this guy.
One worry, the dude he's facing has a heel hook win his last fight.
That doesn't count.
Well, that must mean he somewhat knows jiu-jitsu. And Phillips does not know jiu-jitsu.
He only knows a heel hook.
Phillips only knows swanging and banging.
Hey, what else is there? What's else is there in life? Yeah.
I'm adding Phillips.
Yeah.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
His nickname is the White Mike Tyson, which is a little concerning, though.
Is it?
I would probably bet on Mike against him right now.
Brad just died.
I would too.
Have you seen Mike Tyson lately? I would put money on Mike against
got some
the
red
White
roasters, that's for sure. All right, what do we got next? Oh, we're on the main card. Look out.
We got Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Is this coming back from the charges that were against him?
No, this is rape charge rage. We talked about this.
Taking on something called Munir Lazes. Take a look at his Tapology page.
A dead man.
What?
Can you look at his picture on Tapology? Munir Lazes. He might be the world's greatest triple jumper or something. I'm just going to put that out there.
It's good form. It's good form.
It's very good form, and he definitely has some athletic ability.
Dude, this guy's from Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Well,
isn't that what someone said? Or is he just from the Middle East?
I think there's a Turkish flag, isn't it?
He trains in Abu Dhabi.
Tunisia, yeah.
Hassan shouldn't drink anything that he doesn't open the bottle himself. before this fight. I'll tell you
This
that.
fight should be awesome. Probably. There's a lot. Yeah.
Alison's got some rage. They tried to lock him up in Texas for having some consensual sex, and he got out of it. And now he's
How old
unleashing
was this
his
woman
rage.
or fella?
It wasn't underage. It was supposedly they were trying to say it wasn't.
Can't assume in this day and age. Okay.
But he got off, and he's ready to take some rage.
He got off twice.
You should probably ask before you pull your pants down.
I mean, you almost need like one of those barcode scanners for the back of IDs now that they run at sporting events before you buy beer.
This guy,
you gotta pass. You gotta get approved.
This guy's Tunisian. The guy in the chat said I just looked it up, but he trains in
Dubai,
a camp in Abu Dhabi.
Team Noguera, Dubai.
This guy sucks. There's no way this guy is any good. This guy is going to
kill this guy.
He's going to fucking murder this guy. The rage that's going to come out of this man.
In a striking match, because anything with Alhassan's just going to be a striking match. Like, there's good kickboxers that come out of that area of the world. So, man, if old man Hassan, he's getting up there in age, he doesn't get him out of there real quick, could be dangerous. This dude can throw some shit.
I'm not laying.
I think it's going to be fun.
I'm not laying the juice on him. I can't. There's no way I'm laying minus 350 on him here.
I'll have a whole fucking cup.
I think he kills him. I do think he kills him. I might look at knockout or something like that.
Him in round one is minus 105. Jesus.
Yeah, I need more than that. Yeah, I need more than that.
Just take not him in round one at minus 135 and call it a day.
I mean, this guy is a total wild card. We know nothing about him other than that he comes from an area of the world that's that's known for kickboxing and clearly has significant athletic ability and probably good size for the weight class. That's all we know.
I know he's going to get his ass fucking kicked, and he trains full time in Abu Dhabi. Name a guy who trains in Abu Dhabi. Wait, you can't sleep.
Maybe he's not allowed to
like I said,
that's gonna be another
sign. Do not drink anything that you fucking don't open yourself, bro.
Is Alhassan the big strong guy of the week?
For all we know, they could be paying people to come in. If he's one of the friends of the princes or whatever they got there, they could just be bringing people.
They bring them in, yeah.
They can pay whoever they want. Doesn't matter.
They had Matt Serra and them over weekly, widening them.
They can have anybody they want there. They can. They have unlimited money.
You guys are overthinking this shit. This man's about to die in front of our eyes.
Yeah, he is.
What if Alhassan fought a Lloyd Irvin disciple? How would that go?
Same.
That'd be amazing.
Raping, getting off, both ways.
We're talking all about this. We're talking about all this and that. I'm telling you, Hassan's going to end up knocking this dude out in a couple of minutes.
He's going to kill him. He's going to kill this man.
Kill this guy.
So I parlayed him with Ramos. That's just free money.
There you go.
He's going for it. He is definitely going for it. All right.
Legendary shout out.
Hey, let's just skip this next one and go right.
You want to talk about meatballs?
No, let's just go to Jimmy.
Ugh.
Wow, Brad, you got anything on a meatball or no?
I wanted to fade McCann, but Santos is terrible and I can't do it.
I do too. I always look at Vader,
but
I guarantee there's blood in this fight.
I think she's gonna win.
Can I bet on a blood prop?
Where do you think it's coming from, Jay?
Probably meatball nose.
Oh God!
Next fight.
Yeah.
It's that time of the night. All right, let's talk about. We've been waiting to talk about this fight. New Jersey's own Jimmy Rivera taking on Cody Stamann. This is a top 10 or so featherweight fight. Not many bad fights in this division. We'll start
Is it also a top 10 bantamweight fight?
And this is going to be the first fight we actually break down.
Yeah. Who should we start with? Nushawn or Wes?
You can start with Wes. Wes has strong feelings on this fight. So do I. So we'll see what Wes has got first.
I mean, I don't even necessarily have like strong feelings. It's a close fight. I mean, I feel like we've seen the best of Jimmy Rivera. I don't think his best is good enough to beat guys in the upper echelon of this division.
He was fighting Cody Stamann.
I mean, I don't think Cody Stamann's there yet, but he's very fucking close. I mean, I think the draw, which was an easy win against Dong, is better than anything Jimmy Rivera has done in a few years. Like I said, I think this is a close fight. This is going to turn into a fucking kickboxing match. I don't think Jimmy is good over 15 minutes. We know he's going to throw a lot in the first 7-8 minutes, and he's going to start gassing. He does all the time. He gets gassed later in rounds and he gets caught. Stamann doesn't slow down. Stamann's gonna put the volume on him. He's gonna put the pressure on him. Jimmy likes to sit back a lot and pick guys off. That's not gonna happen here. He's gonna be putting a fast-paced fight. I think Stamann pulls out a close decision here. I do think it's close. If Jimmy wins, he wins. I'll take the dog money. If Jimmy was a dog here, I might even be on him. But I got dog money on Stamann, and I think he wins a close decision.
Okay. New Sean. Same side?
I'm on the other side. You say Jimmy Rivera slows down, but the dude threw 90 strikes in the third round against Peter Yan and outlanded him 29-18 in that fight. Jimmy Rivera looked good in that fight, save for a couple seconds at the end of each round.
Yeah, he did.
I think Stamann really needs some wrestling to implement his game plan, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it here. Like, Stamann just needs to be able to get that shot every once in a while to keep the guys fighting honest, and I don't think he's going to be able to take down Jimmy Rivera, so I think this is going to be a stand-up fight, and I think Rivera is the better striker. He's been in there with the better strikers and done all right against them, so I'm on Jimmy Rivera. I think it is a fairly close fight, but I think Rivera has the edge on the feet, so I took him for 2 units at -130.
Okay, Brad?
I think that both of these guys are basically the same dude. They're both like tiny little Sean Shirk arm wrestle boxers. Like, Jimmy Rivera is shorter than I am.
That's crazy. He's 5'4".
That's hard. That's hard
crazy,
to do.
Brad's
I
not
don't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Stamann's the stronger guy here.
68 inches.
Got that lockdown defense.
68 inches.
Oh, that's nothing.
I don't know what my range is. How do we do that? I feel like it's pretty good.
These guys have both lost to every
I can't fit it
top
in.
10. Yeah, every top 10 guy they've fought. They've beaten every guy outside of the top 10. Like, they've fought some different guys, and yeah, Rivera's definitely been in there with the higher competition, but like, it's, to me, they're the same guy. This is going to be a very close fight. Both guys are hard to take down, even though I think Stamann's offensive wrestling is better. So I think it stays on the feet, and we get 15 minutes of striking and coin flip situation at the end.
You're going to see swanging and banging, Brad?
Rivera throws punches.
Rivera's got
Yeah, they're both going to throw punches.
I think Rivera's got a couple more miles on the tires too. They're starting to add up a little
He
bit.
definitely does. There's no doubt about that part.
And he's
been-
shorter
Stamann's
than
also
me.
fought
Did I
recently.
mention that he's shorter than me? That's
You
tough.
did.
Lance?
You did. Yeah, I think there's a couple things in this one. The level of competition that these two guys have faced is not in the same universe. I think, this is Cody Stamann's really first taste of, outside of getting, quickly embarrassed by Aljo, but of more of the upper echelon.
He was in that fight.
Fighters. Didn't he get like boa constricted or something? Like, didn't he like stretch him? Like, man,
No,
you
he
look
got-
tight. And he like
beat
stretched his
Caraway,
hammies
man.
out.
He beat Caraway.
Aljo
Wow,
did to
decision in
him.
2018 over Brian Caraway. I'm
Aljo-
surprised he didn't get a title shot.
Aljo did to him what Aljo does to everybody. He was
Caraway's not a
like,
bad
So I look at this fight, when you look at the competition, just who Rivera has faced, and you look at his last fight with Yan, that's the best someone's looked against Yan. He was able to stand with him. He landed some punches. He looked good in that fight. And I think when you just look at this fight, I think Stamann needs takedowns to have any shot at winning this fight. I think if they're going to stand and they're going to trade and they're going to box, that is not a competitive fight. Rivera has the way faster hands. He's the way better striker. I don't think their striking is similar. And Brad, you talked about how, they're similar fighters. I don't see them as similar fighters. I think Stamann needs wrestling. He works on his wrestling. I don't think his hands are as good. And I don't think he's going to be able to take Rivera down. Rivera is not easy to get down. I think Rivera keeps his fight standing. I think he is the way faster fighter. His hands are going to look so much quicker. I don't see this as a competitive fight. I thought it was a joke when this line came out. I think this is all. I think this should. I would have put this around minus 250 or so. I don't think Stamen is good. He beats Boom Boom Kelleher.
He'll be back here. He'll be back here on Thursday complaining about it. It's fine.
Stamen is not a very good fighter. I think we're just looking at Boom Boom a little too much.
Way better.
His best win is a split decision over 2018 Caraway. He does not have that. He cannot. You think he can stand and trade with Jimmy Rivera?
Oh, I do think he can rough Jim. I'm not saying he can get Jimmy down, but he can get this against the cage and wear on him. He's going to be the bigger, stronger guy in this fight.
He's going to look like he's walking through. He's going to be slow in this fight.
He's not slow.
He is going to be slow. Jimmy Rivera's got hands.
His hands are way better than they used to be. Stamen has improved a ton in the past year and a half, dude. And Rivera's been in some fucking fights to where he's taken a lot of damage over the past couple of years. That shit's gonna start adding up.
But he's facing a guy that literally has no power. Like he's facing a guy with absolutely no power. This is going to be hand speed versus slower guy that needs to use his wrestling, and I don't get where the Stamen love comes from. I can't figure it out. I don't think this guy's very good. So, Rivera faced the top three guys in the weight class over the last couple of years. Has some
he finds ways to lose.
I think pretty much everyone finds ways to lose to the champion, the number one contender, and the guy ranked behind him. I don't think that's a bad thing.
But they do.
Stamen beating Boom Boom though.
They did.
Stamen has fought recently, which is I think a plus on his side. He's in people's minds, and it's not the bad thing to be in there a couple times. Where
his best win is a draw versus Yadong.
I don't think you could watch that Dong fight and say Jimmy Rivera should be minus 250 against Stamen here. That is madness. That is absolute madness.
He took him down though. He's going to take Rivera down.
It's hands, man. This is going to be a boxing match.
I don't think it's all necessarily going to be a straight boxing match. And I think Jimmy's got some miles on him now. I think he's been in some tough fights.
I just don't think Stamen has the power to really affect that.
Jimmy's got finished once in his career, and it was a head kick by Marlon Moraes because he fights real fighters.
But he's been hurt numerous times in his past few fights. He's been rocked numerous times. It's starting to add up. We'll see.
Hadn't seen it because he went 15 minutes with Jan. Didn't get knocked out.
He got dropped multiple times.
He's the champ.
But he still got dropped. He still took that punishment.
We'll talk on Thursday when he gets those hands.
I don't know what's.
It's gonna be a fun podcast on Thursday. We've finally got some dissension.
I get that dog money.
Let's go. What do you got, Jay?
Y'all lay at juice on Jim.
Is this what you guys feel like when I talk about lacrosse?
Yeah,
probably. I think this is the hardest fight to call on the card because Jimmy, I think, is certainly more experienced, fought better competition. That's true. But I don't know Jimmy's speed advantage. I don't buy that. I mean, Jimmy throws these kind of wide hooks. He throws more powerful than Stamen, but you can kind of see them coming from like a mile away.
He has no power.
You kind of see them coming from a mile away, though. I mean, Stamen's a more diverse striker. I think the grappling cancels each other out. I don't think this fight goes to the ground at all. Could be some stall and cage, antics. Probably going to be pretty close though. Just kind of pushing each other around. I don't think there's going to be a ton landed in this fight. I think, and I'm not sure anyone even gets dropped in this fight. So
it's going to be close.
It's probably going to be a close decision. So
Stamen sucks.
So I'm going to stay away from. I'm just going to stay away.
Bear's washed.
Staying away.
On to the amazing co-main event of the night.
Tim Elliott and Matt Schnell. Brian Benoit.
Let's get to some agreement.
Do we have agreement here?
Yeah, a little bit.
I guess we can agree.
Jay thought
Benoit was
Schnell.
Yeah, Ryan Benoit, right? Yeah,
they look similar. They could be twins.
I don't know why I thought that.
Come on,
I don't know why I thought that.
They have no similarities in name, fighting style, looks.
They just
So I
both
get
have
where you
dark
got
hair.
confused.
They both have dark hair, and they fight in the flyweight division. That's about it. Yeah. Now then, yeah, whatever division they
That's
call it now.
racist.
Yeah, don't be racist, Jay. All right, let's do this.
All right, Wes, thoughts on Tim Elliott versus Benoit?
Yeah, it's kind of wild that I'm still betting Tim Elliott in 2020, but I'm fucking going back to it again here, man. I just feel here that Elliott's so much better than Benoit. And I think he feels like he's got something on the line here this time. Like he's lost a few in a row. He's got to get a win here. So maybe that tones down a little bit of the stupidity, and Elliott goes out and tries to legit get a win here. And man, at this price, you almost have to take Elliott and against a guy like Benoit and be proven wrong. And that's what I'm going to do here. I think Elliott he might snatch something up later, but probably a decision. But I think our boy Brad have a prop. But Elliott probably he's got a chance to catch something in a wild scramble like he usually does. But he's a bet here.
Okay, New Sean.
I'll keep it short. Benoit has terrible takedown defense. That's what Tim Elliott excels in. You just gotta hope that Elliott doesn't just go fucking a maniac like he did last time and just gas himself out after one round. I think he's not as concerned with Benoit's stand-up as he was last time out against Royval.
He should be. I hope he is.
I mean, Benoit, he's got that one knockout against.
He has
a
better
striker, but I don't think he's not a knockout artist. That
yes, he is.
He's not a knockout.
Tim
artist.
Elliott's not going to get knocked out.
No,
Dude,
Well,
he
we
has
agree on that.
Dude, he's a 125-pounder, and 8 of his 10 wins are by knockout. That is
Against
definitely
fucking
a knockout
trash
artist.
can Mukhtarian and fucking
Regardless, 125-pound guy with a 75% knockout rate is a knockout artist in that weight class.
I should be able to wrestle to a decision. I'm looking to bet him.
Okay, Brad.
Yeah, I think that Tim Elliott is going to come out, and the way that he's an idiot in fights actually kind of works out well for him in this one, because he's an idiot by going and just like shooting for wild takedowns and stuff like that. And I think the part of this fight where I'm going to be frustrated is Benoit, not Benoit. His name is Benoit.
He's not French.
He's the crippler.
Yeah, exactly. It's his son. But like stepson, so he was at the
I
end.
thought it was over. I thought he was dead.
Oh no!
He's back.
Man. Oh man,
Anyway.
we're going to some dark places here tonight.
Brad, that was
he's gonna get up
not-
to his knees and stuff like that, and Elliott's gonna go for guillotines, and I'm gonna get real frustrated when he like drops to his back for a guillotine and misses it a couple times. But I think he's gonna get enough takedowns and maybe hit one of those guillotines in one of those scrambles and actually get the finish here, because as Benoit tires, he leaves that neck a little more and more open. We've seen him get caught before, and Elliott does have that good front headlock game. So I've got him by sub here at plus 445 and just straight up -1. I think I got -125.
Okay, Lance.
Munich.
Yes.
Yeah, we finally got there. I know you guys were waiting on it. It was taking too long.
We try and give it to you guys earlier in the card usually.
Yeah,
'cause, you want to get it off to a start.
Normally, the Munich play of the week is like the second fight on the card that no one's watching between two guys you've never heard of. But we're changing the game. Instead of betting, a prelim, we're betting the co-main event that should be a prelim as the Munich play of the week. I love Tim Elliott here. I was actually going to say exactly what Brad said is I think you want Tim Elliott to be stupid here and kind of an idiot, because you don't want him to get pinned down on the ground by someone who's really good on top, and it's a little more vicious. And with this, it's okay if he does some crazy shit. I think he's gonna catch something eventually. And Benoit or Benoit. I'll go with Benoit too, Brad. I think that's just a classier name.
Thank you. It is.
He hasn't won in 3 years. I was looking earlier. He fought a couple years ago, or maybe it was a year ago. Let me look. I pulled it up earlier. His last he fought in December, so decently relative, but he beat lost to Heli Alatang. That can't be a real person. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a real person.
Never heard of him.
No.
Yeah, doesn't seem like a real person. So his last win came in 2017. And where did Dog? Yeah, Trash Can. So I don't get it. I mean, I think everyone's still thinking about that. When was that Pettis win? Like 9 years ago? 5 years ago. Since then, he just basically loses to anyone who even has a pulse. This fight, and I think, Elliot got a new contract. Like, I saw an interview with a short clip of him today. He seems actually pretty relaxed. You've lost 3 in a row. You think you could be super tight and stressed out, but this is the perfect matchup for him. It's a guy who can't wrestle. Elliot gets on top. He does what he wants, and minus 130 seems like stealing for me. So, yeah, this is the Munich play of the week. Jew Power. Yeah. Munich. Jay, no one cares what you think, but you can still talk.
SC for all in the chat says if Ryan Benoit is anything like the Crippler, then he'll definitely kill Elliot.
Oh, too much.
If he was anything like the Crippler, then his name would be Benoit, not Benoit.
I know. I was trying to be fair to I mean, I understand he wants to distance himself from the name, so I was trying to be nice. Elliot likes to go for subs. I mean, he's got a good track record of securing them. Benoit's been subbed a few times. He's not a great fighter. He's scrappy enough. I mean, I think it'd be extremely hard for Elliot to KO Benoit. I kind of like the sub prop plus 445. George Johnstone just tweeted that, or not tweeted, but messaged it in the chat. That's kind of a good price.
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
I know.
Fucking listening.
I was listening. I know you mentioned it, but I'm just seeing the price specifically from Mr. George Johnstone.
Appreciate you, George.
I wasn't listening. That's the first time hearing about it.
Shout out to our listeners, Brad.
It is.
But I kind of like it. I mean, for the price, it's worth the shot. I don't see why not. Was that a consent? Are we consensusing Tim Elliott? Oh God!
Yeah. Why were we talking on the show pre-show about we couldn't figure out?
You guys already claimed it as the fucking Munich.
You guys are anti-Semitic. You guys are all against the Jews. You should go hang out with Steven Jackson and those people. That's what you should do. This is Team Edelman.
Those Jackson boys, the Deshaun Jackson and Steven Jackson.
Yeah, they hate Jews, man. And the funny thing is, their agents are Jewish. Their lawyers are Jewish. The owners are Jewish. Give me a break, man. We got you.
Oh, shit.
Main event time. Are we consensusing that? What is the price, new Sean?
130.
Minus 130.
Minus 130.
Sprinkle on the sub. I think we all like sub too.
Consensus,
if you guys were Canadian,
Tiger
we
Woods
could get
20-1.
20, but
20. Shit, I got Tiger 28.
Still pay zero, unfortunately.
He got bet down quick.
Gonna pay zero.
Got Tiger. It was early today when lines started kind of popping out.
He's not going to win, but I have to bet him.
But you got to. I had to take some 28-1 on Tiger. Come on.
Yeah. He won this tournament like 72 times.
Yeah, I mean, when are you going to see that at the Memorial on Tiger? Like,
this is Jack's place, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, main event time.
So that's the consensus, right, Nishan? All right. Anyway,
no, that's the Munich bet of the week.
We're not doing an actual consensus.
We'll see.
I'm fine with
you had your chance.
No one cares about your guys' consensus. Yeah, no one cares. Yeah,
they absolutely care.
So here's the beauty of the Munich play versus the consensus play. When we try to do the consensus, we talk for like 75 minutes, and everyone just wants to bet minus 400s. With the Munich play, I'll be like, or Brad will be like, one of the two of us will be like, hey, Davey Grant plus 150. Yep, Munich, and that's the end of the discussion. It's like 5 seconds. This week, like Wes is like, I'm going to be 10 minutes late.
Last week was a fucking plus 1 10 or whatever the fuck it
It
was.
was 9 guys parlayed together.
No, it was Dos
It
Santos.
was 2, you fuck.
And then today it was Wes was like, I'm gonna be 10 minutes late, and I was like, well, let's figure out bets now. And I wrote Munich, Elliot, ? And Brad just goes, yep. And that was the only time we had discussed it.
Well, let's
Good
see if it's
for
a
you
winner.
guys.
Let's see if it's a winner. Let's move on to the main event. Calvin Kattar rolling against Dan Ige. Just kind of rolling, not really. All right. Wes, take us through this main event. Is it going to be a clear berserker moment?
Berserker? I mean, that's not Cutter. This is just gonna. However, Cutter, Qatar, what?
Cutter.
I've heard it.
Cutter.
Hater. I've heard it. Fucking.
Like George W. Bush talking about wars and stuff.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be just a superior striker against a guy that I don't know. He's just not on his level, man. Still salty as fuck about losing my Barboza money to this fuck. Barboza just absolutely fucking pieced him up. This is going to look a whole lot worse than that. I mean, I think Edge is actually pretty decent. I just think Kattar is just a different level, man. He's fought some of the top level guys, but it just seems like he's getting better and better, and I think he's going to be back up there contending for a title again very soon. And Edge just isn't on that level. Just some of the best boxing that you'll see in all MMA Wednesday night, and I think he gets it done easy. He's going to be a parlay piece for me. I'm still kind of deciding on what to put him with, and I'm going to look at the points handicap when it comes out.
Okay, new Sean.
Not too much to say here. I like Kattar. I think Ige might be able to get a takedown maybe in the first round. After that, it's going to be a stand-up fight for the most part, and Kattar's stand-up is ridiculous. It's very, very clean. He's got, like Wes said, some of the best boxing in MMA, and he throws just weird stuff. That elbow that he killed Stevens with was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he's going to finish Dan Ige. I had him in a parlay with Munoz, but obviously that fight got canceled, so I had 3 units on that parlay. I took him inside the distance at plus 125 for a unit, and I took him by TKO at plus 180 for a unit. I think he smashes in the 3rd or 4th round.
Brad?
Yeah, I still kind of struggle to believe that the Moicano fight actually happened. Like, that was so out of character for Kattar, and just so unlike every other one of his performances. Usually he's one of those guys that just gets better and better and better every round throughout the fight, and just everything sort of builds up. So I'm interested to see him in 5 rounds. And yeah, just like maybe I'm underrating Dan Ige because he's coming off a fight that he clearly lost and got a bad decision on. But I don't see it here. His wrestling is all right, but not great. Like, Kattar doesn't get taken down a lot, and he's usually pretty good at getting back to his feet if he does get taken down. And he's just going to build up and up in terms of his activity over the 5 rounds and dominate this fight. One thing I looked at was Kattar by unanimous decision is plus 300. So I think that it's just tough enough that this goes the distance.
Brad or Lance?
Yeah, Ige sucks. He's terrible. He's a terrible fighter. I'm mad that he's even, I'm happy that Kattar's going to style on him. But whether Barboza or not, like, this dude, he gave me like
Barboza won the fight.
Like, I'm looking at like Twitter, he's like one step closer and this and blah, blah, blah. Like, motherfucker, you lost to Barboza and want to split over Bektic. Like, sit the fuck down. Like, I hate this guy. Don't like this guy. At 50K Ige, like, dude, fuck off. Like,
That's his nickname now? Oh, that's terrible.
It's been his nickname. 50K Ige. Is that like how much he owes Barboza, or maybe the judges that he paid off?
Is he your
I
new
don't
who?
know.
Is he your featherweight who?
I hate this guy.
No, he's not going to ever be in title talk. So
yes, I don't like this guy. I don't think he's very good. I think he's average at everything, which makes him seem okay because he doesn't really like struggle too much anywhere, but he's not good. He doesn't do anything very well against guys he should beat. he throws pretty hard.
I
Was
know
he
you're
have
telling me it's
one
like 2
knockout?
knockouts. I knew you're going to say that. There's
Well,
his
like-
counter. Doesn't mean he doesn't throw hard. He's
I
also a
think-
featherweight. He weighs
I think it
145
does.
pounds. He's smaller than you.
You just also said Benoit
CZ
doesn't have
Top
KO
terrific
power,
card,
and he had
Jay.
8 knockouts. Like pick a side. This guy's just not very good, and I think Calvin Kattar has some of the purest hands. I think in MMA, especially in the weight class, there's something about him. Like I want to see him fight Zabit again in the future. I don't know if he was maybe five rounds for one, but I don't know if he was a little bit mind fucked early on, just about the style, and that's a weird guy to fight and very unique.
Sabbath, but yes.
If no one cares about it, he's not American, Jay. So
That's why everybody cares, Lance.
I think if going into another fight, I think he would be able to beat him rather easily. I like this kid. I think his hands are legit, and he's a dangerous fighter. And when he lands, it's beautiful. He is a fun guy to watch. So yeah, I have him in a parlay with Rivera.
Okay.
Damn, that's gonna lose.
Yimmy. 31. He's
there's
31 and washed up.
You're gonna waste that. You're gonna waste that great line on fucking Kattar on fucking
the 31-year-old washed up fighter,
Yeah,
Jimmy Rivera.
I don't get that either. I have no reason to pick or bet against Calvin Kattar in this fight. I mean, he's a higher volume striker than Dan Ige. He's taller, he's longer, and he's a better striker. And he's already beaten a guy who loves to throw in the pocket and trade in Burgos, and that was an excellent fight. And Kattar totally knocked him out. So
Burgos better than Ige.
Everyone's better than Ige besides
and
Leon
better
Edwards.
sized.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to think that Ige wins this fight. I mean, over 5 rounds, it's really hard to see how Ige wins 3 rounds. I really struggle with it. How does he do it? He doesn't. He doesn't.
Pulls out a pistol.
Gives that 50K to the judges.
Yeah.
Get Weeks in there to give a 49-46 decision to him. Yeah, something crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
We went way
How have we
long
gone
on this
2
show.
hours
I was just thinking that. Like,
Brutal.
what are we doing? I think,
No.
guys, we need to psych ourselves up next show to talk faster. We just only really broke down 3 fights.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Thursday we're gonna be recapping these fights, and we're only gonna talk about 2 or 3 of these fights because none of the rest of them matter.
Yeah, we just talked about the last fights that sucked for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but they matter.
Yep.
Jay's
Oh, there
gone.
goes
Now
Jay.
we can do.
Jay left.
You're
He's
welcome, fans. I know you struggled, but you lasted.
Yeah,
You
Wait
made
this long.
So thank you everyone for tuning you in. I am your host, Lance Fishel.
Wait. Before we
Jay's
go,
gone.
Steve asked if we could get a pay-per-view prediction for.
Shut the fuck up,
Nick
Steve.
Berger
No one cares what you
basketball.
think, okay? You made some comments about bald people, and I will not accept that.
Oh fuck. That's good stuff.
I don't.
Let's take it out.
We're not a pay-per-view prediction show, Steve. Go get your pay-per-view predictions from like Ariel. All right.
Or
One-
from the touts. What'd you say,
What the-
Brian?
I said 1.8.
Hey, we're not doing this.
No, just like
I think
almost-
you're right around that. I think that's pretty
2.0.
close.
Take us
Yeah,
out,
it-
Jay. It's almost 2
be
hours.
good.
Let's
That's
go.
it. I got to watch MLS. I got better things to do.
Yeah,
Top
Portland.
50.
I need a winner after that. You have
Yeah,
Toronto
we'll
debacle.
get something. All right, let's see. We'll find out
We're back
later.
Thursday.
We'll be back Thursday. Yeah, good night.